Get dominated.
Teehee.
Yeah. This is the wrong song. Yeah. Hey up, ghosties. Surprise. I know it's Saturday, but no, it's not Saturday. Is it Saturday? It's Sunday today, isn't it? Surprise, it's Sunday. I'm streaming today. Hello. This is not my usual stream day, but I didn't stream yesterday because I was helping a friend move. So instead, you get me here today. Shocker. Hi, Apollo. You gonna leave before stream starts? Let me get you out of here. Yeah. Goodbye, sir. Thank you for visiting. It's art time today, friends. It's a shocking Sunday stream. We don't do this very often. It's been a minute since I've done a Sunday stream, but I figured I have the time, I have the availability, and I was doing art class for my friends, and I was like, why not do it live? Live and on stream. The people who are specifically looking to learn to draw, I'm teaching some friends to draw. Pio and Tango are two of my friends, and Odin I think is joining in as well, who want to learn how to stream. They don't want to learn how to stream, and I'm not teaching that, but would like to learn how to do some art. And there's some perfect examples that Pio had done, that Tango had done, that I'm gonna go over, that were some reference sheets that were practiced, and I think that would be super baller to go over. I hope Tango's here as well. I don't know if Odin is joining the class right now. That is so okay. Oh, my face. Hello, everybody. My name is Almost Sander. Welcome home. Good to have you. How are we? Sundays at 9. Yeah, Sundays at 9 on Twitch TV. How are you guys? Oh, my light's not on. Oopsies. Bonk. There we go. I'm a professional, I swear. Finally got a stream again? Yes! Good to have you. I'm glad you were able to catch a stream again. I know sometimes it's hard to catch these, and I keep getting them later and later, and I'm not trying to, but it just keeps getting worse. But I'm here. I'm live. We're doing art class today. So if you want to do art class with us today, that is a great plan. Grab yourself a paper, a tablet, a pencil, a crayon, a chalkboard, the walls, and a Sharpie, really whatever works. If you want to share art that you do while you're working on this, do it in the Discord. Very supportive. I'm done with the first year of college. Whoa! That's huge. Congrats. How did it go? How do you feel being 1 year in? I hope you're feeling good about it. That's pretty huge. Hair looks so cool, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. We retouched the sides up. Enjoy it, because you guys have 2 weeks left to enjoy my hair, and then it goes away. I'm a little bit scared. I'm more than a little bit scared. I'm very scared. And it does look so good like this, and like there's so much to admire, but it'll be back. 2 weeks and it goes away, and then buzz, and then I'll look like this. Will I look bad like this? Wait, if I was like, hey everybody, my name is Almost Sander, and I'm bald. Do you know how many people in my comments on TikTok, when I posted a TikTok about it, were like, no, please don't go bald, with like sobbing emojis? Like I'm like hurting them because I've decided to go bald. What's happening? Yeah, I'm gonna turn into an egg. That's exactly what I'm doing, Mochi. I'm gonna bleach my hair and do cool designs and shit. That's exactly what I'm doing. You're funny, don't go bald. Yeah. You're gonna buzz it? Oblivion, I'm fucking buzzing it. Well, I'm doing something before that. I'm buzzing straight down the middle, and I'm keeping the hair right here, and I'm gonna do a bihawk. 2 mohawks. Personally offended by your approaching baldness. I'm just like, I've been really shocked by the response. I'll get to art class in like 30 seconds, but like I posted a TikTok all about like, you know, I want opinions. Should I bleach? Should I shave my head? Should I not shave my head? Like I was totally down to hear opinions. And some people have been like, I've shaved my head and I really regretted it. Don't recommend. And I was like, okay. And people are like, I've shaved my head and I really loved it. Totally recommend it. I was like, okay, thank you. But like the audacity some people have. Like I literally had a comment that word for word said, well, if you're going for attractiveness, I would say don't shave it. But if you're just looking to do fun, then you could shave it. I don't think you'll be ugly with a shaved head, just less attractive. And I went, I mean, I guess my bad for asking. I shouldn't have asked if I didn't want to know. But like coming out of just like a flat out of like, you won't be ugly, but you'll be less attractive. I was just like, crazy. Yeah, the responses were all over. I will miss the rat tails. I am gonna do what everybody's saying just to at least get it on video of I'm gonna shave everything but the rat tails. Like I'm gonna be bald with just the tails just for a video. I'm not keeping that. I'm punk, but I'm not that. I'm really nervous about it. The more I think about it, the more scared I am of it, and the more sure I am that I have to try it. The big question is, do I shave my facial hair too? Or do I keep the beard mustache situation going on? I'm also thinking of dyeing my beard hair because it's so frustrating to sit here and look like I have like a tiny bit of hair here and then hair under my chin and nothing here. This is all hair. It's just so blonde. Like, I can't, it's all there. It's just so blonde. I want to like dye my chin hair. Like, cause like, I'm like, I have facial hair, but I'm blonde. What do you want from me? This is the only part of my body I'm blonde on still. Ridiculous. Anyways, let me switch over to my like playlist because I don't want that. I'm not doing a glitter beard. Only because that sounds like a sensory nightmare. I thought that was skin the whole time. It's not! Like, all of this is hair. All of this is... it. Get in here, camera. Hair. Very blonde hair. Like, I don't know what to tell you. How many bad angles can I give you of my face? Like, I'm so blonde just on my chin. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it's there. I can pull on it. Like, I can prove it's there. It's just white blonde. That's why I want to dye it, but then it'll be really clear that I have like a goatee going on. So, I'm very scared about all of the things that are going to be changing. I also feel like I need to get a new piercing. Anyways, art class, everybody. Pio, are you here? Is Tango here? Because I'm going over Tango's drawings, so I feel like Tango should legally be here. Come here, manhandles chat. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to manhandle you like that. Sorry, I didn't. It's sorry about that. I should have consented to that before I just manhandled your ass. Trying to run for my life in game and you're yapping and I have so many things to say back, but I must keep running. Art server. Oh, I mean like in chat at least. But I could have you guys in call. I'd probably do it in my channel just so I can have bubbles up for people. If Tango's in the server. Is Tango in the server? Tango would also need perms to talk in the streaming VC. And I don't know if I trust Tango with those perms. Oh, I also forgot to have my captions on. You guys can remind me when those are off. But I will join Livga VC afterwards, but is Tango here to see everything? Because I'm gonna go over some things with you guys first, and then I'll get in VC and we can ask questions and work through it. Tango is in it? Okay, cool. Yeah, but you know, why don't I... Cool. You guys can come in. Whatever. Stream VC. I like how it's art class and I just finished a drawing. Perfect. You just start a new one. Okay, Pio, I know you have access to this channel. So I'll be in stream VC. Cool. He's coming to stream? Okay, cool. Alright. So, we're doing art class today, motherfuckers. Now, I keep forgetting my name is DNI Tier. I need a new name. Somebody name me. I need something else. Tango! Hello, friend. Hi, good to have you. It is time. We're gonna go over some drawings. Now, Tango sent in some drawings for us to go over. I'm gonna move this over here so I can access my buttons. So these were some references that he sent over, and these were some drawings that he did. So we can go over these. And today for focus of art, right? Almost egg. Oh yeah. All right. I will do that. Let me rename myself quickly. Settings. If you aren't, I can't do it while I'm live. I'll do it later. I can't do it live, but I don't care. I'm allowed to interact again. You were allowed to participate in art. I'm actually gonna go over art stuff, and then I'll invite everybody over to stream. I don't want to take away from stream, but I really need to tell you about my dream last night. Go ahead. What's up? I'm gonna go over everything, and then people can come join in VC as well. Tell me about your dream. For today's focus, if you want to play along for art class, I'm gonna be focusing on bodies specifically in shape, form, angles, like three-dimensional forms, that kind of stuff. That's gonna be the focus, because that's kind of like what we're looking at right now. Is like this isn't gonna be about like how to dynamically pose. We're gonna be trying to figure out like how to get something to look the way you want to when you're trying to replicate shapes, trying to replicate how something looks when you're going from like a reference to a drawing. Because obviously tracing is an option. You can just trace over something. But if you want to like just be able to like look at a thing and replicate it on your paper, that's what I'm going to try to go over today so that people can kind of touch base and see. So chat can participate. And I'm going to start with, hello, is this Pio?
Hi.
Hello, Pio.
Yeah, this is Pio. Can you allow Tango access to
Tell Tango to jump into any VC and I'll get him in.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, I see him. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna give him...
And I'm gonna run off to the bathroom.
Okay. You should have the Living Dead roll. And then bonk. Okay.
Hey,
Tango! Hello.
hi, Brett. Hello.
Welcome to stream. Remember stream rules, as in, don't get me banned.
I got you. I'm a professional. I'm not getting people banned.
Perfect, thank you. Oh, okay, hang on. Reading
Yeah,
Ollie's
of
dream
course.
here. You were you were a dinosaur in my dream last night, and I absolutely did not question it in any capacity. You were in a theater watching Jurassic Park, and you were laying your scaly dinosaur head in my lap, and your body was stretched across several seats because you were a very large dinosaur. At no point did I question that my friend Xander was a T-Rex. And then some theater workers came by and kicked us out. They said we can't be in there because you are a dinosaur, and I made a huge scene over it. Rotten or Cyber, somebody get on that. Can somebody draw T-Rex Xander, please? Laying my scaly head in Ollie's lap. That's awesome. Would you still love me if I was a T-Rex? Why the fuck was Xander a T-Rex, and why did I not think anything was amiss? Because maybe I am just a dinosaur, and that's just accurate. Is that how you see me? You see me as a scaly reptile laying my little head or my giant head in your lap? What kind of dinosaur? Apparently a T-Rex. Apparently I was a T-Rex. Good lord. All right, class, we ready?
Yeah, of course, teach.
I saw a PO noise, so I think he's returning as well.
Yes, I am here.
All right, cool. All right, let's talk. So, you can see on stream,
right.
so you're gonna have a minor delay, but you'll live with it. So
That's fine.
I had this one pulled up first. I actually separated these out so we can focus on just those two. These were the first ones I pulled up next to each other. So this is the reference on one side, and we've got Tango's art on the other side. And I can see that what we've got going is you have a good idea of line. You've got a good idea of like the lines that you're following, and you can see, you know, where you're trying to go. But what you aren't looking at is the full thing. And one of the really good ways to try to keep an eye on your shapes is breaking them down into something simple. So if I were to take your drawing and the reference together and say, like, let's look at just this top arm here. You've kind of got like your little shoulder shape. And then we have this little thin tube here. And then we've got this elbow triangle. But so if we're just going to boil that down into just the arm, you've got this little tube situation going on here, which a lot of people will draw their mannequin arms that way. But if we look over at the reference, hello, thank you for the gift. Pio. Oh, well, Tango, you're subbed now.
Let's go. Woo!
Let's go. Thank you, Pio.
Let's go. Woo! Thank you, Pia. Love you.
I knew immediately as soon as Tango gets hit with an ad, he's leaving.
Yeah, that's valid actually. So if we're looking at the other arm, this is going to be a much wider at the top and it thins as it goes down. That's what we're looking at right now. So this is like a really good way to be like, is my drawing matching my reference? Is just your really simple shapes. You can do it for all of your arms. Arms are just a collection of cylinders and spheres. And like, I can see that you've got that concept going on, but you're not looking at the size and shape of them. You're just going like, okay, this is a cylinder. I can put the cylinder here. So looking at like, you know, this cylinder goes from wide to thin. So if we were to take the drawing that you have, like if I erase this real quick and take like your drawing, I mean, can I liquefy this to like fuck with it? I totally can. Cool. If I were to just to take yours and just buff up that arm at the top, right? Widen the top of it and have it go from wide to thin, immediately it starts to look a little bit more like an arm. It looks a little fuck ass because I'm like stretching it, but like it's gonna start moving into the shape that you want it to be rather than like giving it some mass.
Right.
Another thing is your silhouettes, and I'll go over everything like slowly, but I'm just giving you little comparisons. If you were to take the silhouette of your character and this character, if I go like I'll whip out a quick outline. It's gonna look like shit, but just like hear me out. Hit. This is not normally how you would do this, but if this is just like, I'm doing it so that you can see what my brain is seeing. This is the silhouette of this guy over here. Wow, that looks like he's got a massive titty. Ignore that. Don't look at his massive titties.
Yeah, that's fine not to. All right.
I mean, or look at them. Maybe he wants that. I don't really speak for him. But whoop, bunk. Okay. Up. Here's your head. This is the space between your legs. And you've also got a space between the torso and the arm. So slap that in. And now you can see, just from the silhouettes, that we've got some pretty severe differences in your shapes. Because now you're not thinking about the lines at all. You're not thinking about your line art. You're not thinking about, you know, are the things connecting? Are the things looking the same? We're looking at where are you seeing differences in your shape versus the drawing. Like this one has very little gap between the elbow and the knee. So it creates a very natural, like leaned over pose. Whereas yours has a really big gap. So it looks like we're like lifting the arm like way up, which is also why you've got this like back arch going on. Like, because they're lifting their elbow up. So the whole torso kind of curved back. So now you've got like the craziest back arch going on over here. Whereas like this guy is like in a very neutral position. Now, if you were trying to take this from a man's pose to a woman's pose, you're doing the right thing. You gave her a back arch. Like it's gone into a much more feminine shape. So it does create a very different look. Same thing with like trying to look at like, does this shape, the shape between the legs, match the shape down here? And you've actually done pretty well on that one in that like you've got the curve of the thigh, curve of the calf, curve of a thigh, curve of a calf. Like yours are going to look a little different, but you've got like the idea of the silhouette there. And then down here, we've got an open gap in the arm, and there's not a gap in this one, which either means that we have, like I said, either a wicked back arch or a much, much thinner arm that's going on there.
Right.
So those are just like quick little things you can do to check in with yourself. Oh, I'm getting a raid.
Oh, let's go. That'd be raid.
Hi, Fern.
Hey, raid.
How are you? I haven't seen you in forever. How was stream? Hello. It's been forever. How are you? It's probably because I don't ever stream on this day ever, so me and Fern's schedule literally does not line up at all ever. It has been actually forever. I hope stream was well. Sorry, I'm like thinking about so many things right now because there's like a million things I want to touch on, and then I'll go back over everything slowly. But like, The other thing I was looking at is your angles. Have you ever seen like when they're trying to depict like an artist in a TV show and they're like holding their pencil up and looking at things and like comparing and measuring shit like with their pencil, all like artistic and shit? There's a purpose to that. There's a reason.
Oh, really?
Which there is. The what they're doing, it's you would think it's just some artsy, stupid, fartsy bullshit that they're just like trying to look artistic and no one actually knows what they're doing. But
Maybe magic.
what it's doing is they're comparing length and angles. So normally you always hold your arm completely straight out because then you always have the same level of measurement. But if you're sitting at a tablet, you don't need to do that. That's just if you're drawing from real life. But so if I were to hold my pencil out and like hold it up against, I can't show, hang on. Hello camera. I'm manhandling chat again so you can come be on my side of the world and look at my tablet with me. Okay. So if I were to be holding my pencil and line my pencil up with the angle of this man's arm, right? So if I'm looking at it like that, and then transfer that over to your angle, you can see that the angles don't match. That's what they're checking. They're checking their angles by physically putting their pencil against the angle and then moving it over to their drawing and checking, does this match?
Oh,
That's why they're, yeah.
Oh.
Because your eyes aren't perfect. Your eyes are really good at deceiving you. And you can look at those two arms and be like, yeah, they look like they're the same angle. And then you hold a pencil up and you go, oh shit, that's not the same angle. And it's on a tablet. Another easy way for you to do it is literally I'm on like a new clean layer, draw the angle of that arm, pick it up, move it over. Does it match? The answer for that one is no, it doesn't match. So like if you don't have a tablet when you're doing physical art, that's what the holding the pencil up is for and like moving it around and shit. And you can also use that method to measure things. So if you were looking at something in the distance and being like, okay, I want to draw that building, you take your thumb and be like, okay, from here to the building, it's that far down. So now I've got about an inch measured. Line that up with my paper and figure out, based off other things you've drawn, the length of things. It's just becoming a ruler, essentially.
Oh, that's smart. That's helpful.
That's why artists look like dumbasses and they're squinting and wiggling their pencils around. So
Honestly, I could imagine them using a wand.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
you could very much use a wand. Most people use a pencil for convenience sake, but wands are also totally allowed. You could call it your art
Like Harry
wand.
Potter.
Thank you, Toaster Strudel, and also Sparrowways for the follows. Thanks, guys. Nah, we casting spells. Yeah, we might be casting spells. Honestly, that might be the truth.
The
So-
thing that like really threw me off was like the chest area. I feel like
Yeah.
because like the
And-
chest area was like very 50-50.
What I can see you doing is I can see you have an idea of line because you've got like line down, line up, line down, line up, line up. Like you're following all of the shapes right. You know your lines. You're just not looking at your overall shape because like if you were to look at the length from like shoulder to elbow and from shoulder to the bottom of the pec, the differences are going to be really big between the two because yours is way up here and theirs is way down here. Like, and this is like a stupid mathematic way to break it down, but a lot of the thing you've done is you've just took your whole upper body and arched it up this way. If you were to take this and just, oh, hang on, I actually have to be on the layer to pick it up. Surprising. And just, ooh, like, here, hang on, I need less selected, but, oh god. This is a cool thing about digital art is I can just pick this shit up and move it. And just, whoop, and close that gap you had between your elbow and your knee. Look how much more similar they are immediately. Like, that one movement closes the majority of the problems that you have. Like, your back isn't arched, the chest isn't overstretched, the head isn't so far back, and that little gap is there. That's why that was like the first thing I noticed was there's like these two, like elbow and knee are just barely not touching, and yours had this big, huge gap in it that arched the whole rest of your drawing.
Right.
So like that would be a good thing to keep an eye on when you start. So, and I don't know exactly your drawing process, but if I were gonna try to draw this sketch, like if I was gonna try to reference this, the way I would probably go about it is doing what are called lines of motion first, A line of motion is just the arc that goes through the spine of a body. So the line of motion for your guy is up here. That's the line. And this one
Right.
is oh, am I on a different layer? I totally am on a different layer. Shh, it's totally fine. Your line of motion is up here, and his line of motion is here. So it's just that little bit of a tip that has kind of screwed you up. And like once you start getting into like details, there's like lines of motions actually do follow the spine, so there's like you can start getting like real detailed with them or whatever. But in general, it's just kind of finding how your body is moved. So I would probably give myself an idea of like there's going to be a head, there's this torso shape here, and then I know I need to have a leg here and a leg here. And this is just kind of like giving yourself a concept of, you know, where do I need to put these things before I even start putting them anywhere?
Okay.
And then I've got like, okay, now I've got a base. And even if you just had that base and you come back over here, I'm drawn a little smaller than you were, but you can start to see where you've deviated with that elbow being up. That's like the only thing that's thrown you off for that whole pose. And then you can start thinking about things like proportions and arms and like, you know, trying to keep your, like, the width of this arm is thinner than the neck of your whole character. Like, it's like something to like look at.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
You see it? That like
Yeah, I see it. He's so small.
when you start drawing art, it's so easy to like, you're drawing like you're looking like this. You're like, okay, I know a shoulder looks like this, and I know an arm is a cylinder, and this looks right. And this is an elbow. Yes, this looks right. We're doing it. And then you zoom out and you're like, why is it so little? Like,
It's so small. He's so bitty.
yeah. So it's learning to like sit yourself back and like unfocus from the details for a minute to try to see what exactly we're doing. And a lot of people recommend doing that either through mannequins, which is what I just did, which is like a little skeleton structure, or your shape language, like your big shapes, like noticing like, okay, this whole thing is just a rectangle. Obviously there's detail in it, but this is just a big rectangle. Like, and that's where you can start doing like, okay, there's circles, there's tubes, like whatever. You can find your shapes. But so learning how to be like, okay, I know there's a head here. This is another one of your angles that was like, this angle doesn't quite match this angle. She's kind of looking up, whereas he's kind of looking down. And I it's interesting because like I can tell you have line down. Like, even though your character is like looking way up here, you've kept the same arc there that they have. That like you were like trying to readjust it back correctly, but I think what you've missed here is on their character, right? If I'm to zoom in on just the head, from their circle, they have this mark. This little line dash is the eye level. That's why it's lined up at the top of the ear, and it's like a midpoint between the top of the head and the chin.
Right.
So this is where you would like, you know, they got a brow there, you've got an eye there, you got a nose here, and now, wait, suddenly it's a mouth. Like, you've got a face. If we were to treat yours like the eye level, like, we've got a brow here and an eye here.
Yeah.
Like, suddenly there's a small problem that has developed.
Yeah, when I was drawing it, like whenever like I draw like the face, I can't quite get the lines right. Like I would draw it, and then like when I like draw it down, what I imagine isn't what is on the paper, and that's like what I was struggling with when it came like the whole art right there.
There was hang on, let me rip out where was your whole, you gave me like a whole sheet of heads. Where are those? Where did you
That's
draw
a bit
those?
head crazy. Wait, I can just resend
it's-
it to you on my phone.
It's somewhere in here. Homework art, references. Nope. Where to put art?
It might
No.
be an art.
Might be in Daily Doodle, so let me scroll up
help.
now.
Yeah,
It-
it's art help.
Where is it? Oh, it's art help. I understand.
Oh,
Yeah.
found it.
Do you want me to take the first page or your second page once you got more practice?
It don't matter. They're like both the same.
Okay, let me grab this one.
I'll
There's a
say,
lot of development between page 1 and page 2. You've got like, there was a lot of growth, but I can see here. Let me insert a photo real quick. Okay. All right. So here's some heads. Okay. So if we're looking at these, the first thing I notice for these is that you've got like the concept of a head going, right? Like you've got like, this is like the back of the skull, there's a neck here, and then it looks like somebody has like taken a saw and like completely sawed off the front fat. Like this is just flat.
Yeah.
Like, which is not how heads are shaped, but I understand why it's ended up like that. All you needed to do for the, like, if I was taking this one, this, you know, you've got your head. I'm going to complete your circle just to have the whole thing. You know, got some shoulders. And you've got the face like here. If you were to keep, I'm trying to keep the angle you had this one facing at, because this is a funky angle to draw it. Because your character is like facing over here, which like you are missing. You've got your, ooh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. That's okay. I was like, what have I done wrong? So like you have the head coming in past the neck here as if they're looking that way. When in reality, you would have, you know, the head can still be here and your character can still be looking this way. Like that's fine. But your jaw is going to be here. This is your ear. This is like your temple back here. Like there's the neck. Like, and suddenly like that looks fine. You're like, it's still a little flat in the front, but like just by adding the jaw in the front, you can suddenly kind of see where you were going with it. That like, it gives it some shape, and then knowing to put like, your brow goes there, the nose, you wouldn't actually have an out, like a much of a nose from that angle. It's going to be like here. And then brows there and eyes there. Like you have the head shape. You've done a really difficult angle for this one. Like where they're kind of looking like away, and also we're seeing them from like up here, like looking down at them. It's a really crazy angle. I'm not sure what's going on there. But I keep seeing that.
Looking at them.
I keep seeing that like thing where you have like your face indication here, and then the back of the head is coming in. Like, if you were seeing the back of the head like this, like if the back of the head is crossing over the neck, their face is like on the other side looking that way.
Yeah.
Like this is like, because then their ear is like here, and they're looking that way. Like, you're not going to see that back of the head. But if you were to like, if I were just to edit this one and just get rid of this line and instead replace it with a jawline and like an ear and maybe like blow that head back just a little bit, boom, that's a head. Like you've done it. Like there it is.
Yeah.
Like tiny little edits. And it's there. It's just that you're pulling the neck up instead of pulling the jaw back. You're really, I don't think you've done a jawline on any of these boys. That's what you're missing, is your jaws.
I need a jawline.
You gotta start putting jawlines on these bad boys.
Yeah, I've been like, I was watching like a bit of a YouTube. I can't speak. Sorry, I was watching like a YouTuber, and they recommended, they were saying stuff like adding a mask will like help like drastically. So like that's what I was trying to like go for. I was trying to go for like a whole mask situation going on.
Okay, I definitely think it can be something to help figure out where the face is going. But it's definitely going to become difficult because now, if you don't have the concept of the 3D shape, you've now got a very, very, like, if I pull my red up again here, you're working with a very flat line, where in reality, the head is this curve, right? And both of these are going to be curved lines, not flat lines. And I'm also, so some people do, if I pull over here real quick, or pull over side of the road, tangent real quick for faces. Some people, when they draw a face, God, I'm gonna throw this around here. Some people, when they draw faces, they do the cross line, and then they, you know, throw a jawline in here, whatever. This is gonna be a little sketch. Some people do that X, like you're doing. I don't find the X helpful for me, because if the X is in the center of the face, like you have it, like this isn't a guard marker for anything. Nothing goes there. Like. Okay. This doesn't give you, because your eyebrows are up here and your eyes are here and the top of your nose is there and your nose, and like, I'm like, it doesn't really go anywhere. Whereas for me, when you've got the face outline going, I give myself an eye level and the bottom of the nose. Because if you, as a human, real quick, pull my face up. If you take your fingers
Yep.
and
Okay,
you
got
measure
fingers.
from your chin to the bottom of your nose, and then hold that shape, that should be the
Mhm.
length of your nose to your eyebrows, and that should be the
Mhm.
length from your eyebrows to the top of your forehead. Our faces are broken into almost perfect thirds. Now, there are variations for everybody. Some people have shorter noses, longer noses, taller foreheads, longer chins. There is variation. But in general, those are your thirds. The nose takes up a middle third, the forehead takes up your top third, and your mouth, like everything from the bottom of your nose to your chin is the bottom third. So if
Oh.
you can throw those two lines down to say, okay, line here, you know, if I pull up my drawings again here, I know now this top line, this is my eyebrow, right? This bottom one, this is the bottom of the nose. Eyes obviously go in between those two things. Boop, 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 boop. And then down here is going to be the top lip. Got the bottom lip. And now we've got some semblance of a face going on here. And then if you can keep this same length from here up, you know, put that final top line up there, that's your hairline. Like, and then ears go over here. Well, that ear is really high up. The ear would be like here. Like, and now you have everything you needed to turn this into, like, goddamn, there you go. There's a face.
Yeah, we got a face. Woo! Progress
Like,
ready.
I've fucked up his nose, but there you go. Like, once you can find those, you can start to turn this into, like, the shapes that you need to develop into a full head.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do want to keep the mask thing up, I would just split it into thirds instead of halves. Because otherwise, like, that halfway line is, like, the center of the nose. Like, it doesn't give you much to work with. But even when, like, people do the single line, like the guy did up here, where he had just a single line, he did the top third line. Because if you just pop another one down here, there's your nose, this is your brow, this is your eye, this is your mouth, this is your hairline. Like, most people will just draw the top one. I do all of them, but if you drew a line here, it doesn't lead you anywhere. Anyways, this is a lot of information. I'm saying a lot of things really quickly.
You're fine.
But so,
I'm
like,
listening. It's helpful.
if you want to do faces, like, having an idea of how to, like, do, like, a head shape of some design, and then just say, like, you know, from here to here, this is one line, from here to here is a line, from here to here is a line, this is your hairline, this is your nose, this is an eyebrow, not an eye. I got that wrong for a very long time. I used to think that was the eye line, and my eyebrows would be way the fuck up here. Not correct. And then you suddenly have this. Now, if you are going to be, you know, an anime artist, those proportions are going to look really, really different. This is like realism. Anime, your eyes are going to be twice the size. The nose is going to be a quarter of the size. Like, that's when you start getting into stylization. Once you know how to draw a face, you can fuck with the proportions all you want. But, like, anime normally just means shrink the nose, blow up the eyes, and then you get something that looks a little more anime, a little more manga.
Yeah, I was reading something where, like, anime art's like a lot more cat-like. Apparently,
Yeah.
like, people, like, the original arts, like, based off cats, make them, like, look a lot more cuter. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, anime eyes tend to have that very, like, they're very wide. They've got the very big, like, big wide open honesty kind of look to them, depending on the anime that you're watching. That kind of gives you that little sparkle, especially for the protagonists. They've got those heavy upper lids, and then just the little one there, and like, ta-da!
Ta-da, anime. Pio,
Anime.
Pio, listen. Pio, listen up.
I am
Yeah, Pio.
listening.
Tune in for your anime eyes. And then if you want to draw a man, the only thing you have to do to turn this into a man's anime eye, no curve on the top. Every anime guy ever, they have completely flat on the top, and suddenly this is a man. Like, suddenly this
boring.
reads masculine. Even if you get him like the super shiny, like, sweet eye, like the little sparkle, that's a dude now. Like, it's just, that's the only difference.
I love the difference. I mean, super easy, super efficient.
Yeah,
I guess you're just trying to make things sharper.
yes.
So,
Women are round shapes, men are sharp shapes when you're talking shape language in anime and stuff.
boo.
But there's plenty of sharp women and plenty of round men. You just have to learn how to make it work. I've completely ignored chat. Chat, how are you? You guys figure out what we're doing? Sammy's saying hi.
Oh.
It's cool to utilize avoiding same face syndrome, different lengths for different segments of the face. Yeah, it's a good way to do it. Just pulled the back of my gauge off. Put that back on. Hi, Voracious. Welcome in. Thanks for claiming first at 42 minutes into the stream.
It's only been 42.
It's been 42
Oh
minutes.
my goodness. What the?
I can't get the
It was like
back
1
on my
second.
fucking cage.
Oh no.
I'll be fine.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, I guess technically you're in art class. Welcome in. Also for the person who asked, who said, who's the new voice that I can hear? This is Tango that you're hearing. I do.
Hi, I'm Tango.
It's on the screen right there. You can see it when people talk. Except for my name is DNI Tyrio. Don't ask.
Yeah. And I'm Pio.
Tango,
Should
would you
I
like
add
to?
my name?
Tango, would you like to introduce yourself and tell chat your pronouns?
Hi, I'm Tango. He, him. Hola.
Ta-da! There you go. Now Tango
Ta-da.
exists. Tango did not
Yep.
exist previous to right now. So, anyways, I've gone over like a billion things. Do you have questions on anything I said, or do you have any other like?
No, I got everything pretty much answered.
Okay, I wanted to go over. This was another one I wanted to talk about. This, would you please? Okay, this guy. Copy and paste that real quick. I want to work on that one. Where's the reference for that one? It's this. This guy. Right? That's this one.
Boss staff guy?
Copy and paste. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So this guy and then your guy. This was another one that I saw right away and I was like, okay, you've got the idea again. And we're so close. But it's the thing you're missing again is the big picture. So like you've got the shape. Like you've got the big arc curve in the back, you've got the arc curve in the back. Like you've even got like your angles here, angle the leg, angle the leg, angle the leg, angle the leg, angle the arm, angle the arm. Like you got it, you're there. But what you don't quite have there is going to be the comparison of your shapes again, like your shape size. Because if we're looking at, let's say like this thigh and the calf that comes after it, your thigh has missed leg day for certain. It's been super short and dim. So if we were to try to stand this bad guy up, this is one thigh and this is the other one.
Oh.
Do you see, like, they both look like legs until you put them next to each other and you're like, wait a darn moment. If I were to...
Yeah,
Let's see. I forget it's digital art. I can fuck with this.
mine's a lot more sharper from, I think, for sure.
Yeah. If I take this whole leg, grab it, and put it in the same position as the other leg.
Oh my goodness.
Whoop. These
Oh,
are the
God,
legs next
decapitated.
to each other. On something has gone wrong. This man will not be standing
Yeah.
up properly.
Gotta
But
stand up and fall.
yeah, he's gonna go falling over to the side.
He's gonna tremble. Gonna tumble down the steps.
I mean, the thing you're really not missing a lot of it here. So if I were to fuck around with this guy here with iTool again, because I can do that. If you were to
You digital artist.
yeah, I like playing digital. I can do all this stuff traditionally, but corrections traditionally are so hard. I don't want to just draw on your drawings. If you were to pull that thigh in a little bit, and like I would need to like take this whole calf, just pull it down a little bit, and refill that in with your other guy's thigh. Because you don't have to have the same muscle mass. You're just trying to look for the same shapes. Suddenly, your legs are a lot more even. Like you just kind of squished up one thigh a little bit. And then the other shape I noticed that was really thrown off was Unfortunately, it is the cheeks. So
No.
I don't draw this way for cheeks, but this person has chosen to do like the most insane box method of like this dude's walking on a toaster. Like this is that's a whole cube of ass. Like that's intense. But okay.
Honestly, cool.
Right, like but so like he's got his back arch, back curve, and then he's got his butt curve here. And this is like if I were to be looking at this personally, like this is a hip here, the other hip is kind of back here, you can't really see it. But like we're looking at a pretty even spread. Not to say spread about cheeks, but you know what I mean. Versus
Okay.
the toaster we've got going on your near side. Some things are missing. Some toast is left to be desired, one might say. So like
Right.
I can see you following the lines, but we're not looking at like the full shape. You've also snatched this man's waist. Like he is skinny. Like
He's lean.
he's lean.
He's lean. He's trying his best.
But so I would like if we were to take this guy and just pull those abs out a little bit, let him breathe, get him out of his waist trainer. Yeah. And I feel like we've foreshortened it just a little bit. Like I feel like I need like all of this legs and hip and everything to kind of get moved down. Which is, again, this is a lot easier to do in digital than it would be in traditional if you realized this was wrong. But by pulling this down just a little bit, this lets you kind of fill out that cheek shape so that the thigh is coming from like a full cheek. And then we'd pull this whole leg back just a little bit. So it's actually coming from his hip.
Oh.
So like now we've got, you see how he's like, now he's got like his full pelvis is in place.
Right.
And these legs are coming from the hips. Now, I can't talk about how they did whatever they did with the toaster over there, because that's not how I draw hips. But if
Right.
if I were to try to draw it, right? If I was to try to draw this position, I'm drawing, right, I don't know what layer I'm on anymore. I'm all over the place. Got 100 layers going. Just put me up here. I'd be trying to draw, right, the hips, and he's got, big hip angle, so I keep him track of the angle. And this is my pelvis go-to shape. And then knowing there's a hip here and there's a hip here. Have you ever seen Roly Poly Oly? Like the kids show?
I have not.
Okay, this doesn't mean anything to you then, but I think of the Roly Poly Oly characters sometimes because they're just balls and joints. But so like, these are your hip joints. When you start thinking about anatomy, like this is a hip joint, a femur is going to come out of this thing. So your femur is going this way and his femur is going this way. So then I know coming from the hip, one leg's going to go up like here and the other one's coming down from back here. They're coming from that circle. And then it's just being aware that like there's a cheek here, like there's butt. So this is going to build into the muscle and it's going to hide the other half of it, which is going to come from this butt.
Right.
Like this is just like building up muscle like knowledge. So then when I'm drawing the actual lines of it, this is the outside of my leg. Here's his cheek. Here's the outside of his thigh. This one's coming from back here. And this one's coming from back here. Like, that kind of starts to put together. And there would be a pretty serious fold of skin right here. Because this is like butt muscle into like thigh. There'd be a pretty good butt line there going on.
Right. Right.
And then same thing with like, your knee. If I go back to red for my outlining, knee is here. Line is going that way. I tend to draw my bones as like a quick line just to know what direction I'm going and to get like the angle right. Because I know like, okay, this is gonna be a really harsh angle. So I know I'm really like pull it in. And then using the joints to give me the idea of, okay, this is the direction the muscles are going. Like that's kind of like, it helps me keep my shapes right. I'm just doing a really detailed drawing of a butt right now. This is what I'm doing. Like,
Perfect.
I'm loving it.
but like if I were to pull your guy up real quick again. Let me pull him back up. Make another copy of him because we definitely need more copies of him. Now you can kind of like pull that up there. You can kind of quick see like the difference between like the little tiny edits I made to him and the one that you were working on. That like it's just kind of, it was extending and pulling out this leg and then reshaping that pelvis. Because we really lost the idea of like a pelvis in here. As much as it's a pain in the ass, learning like body anatomy, like your bones and skeletons and everything is really helpful. Because it kind of like, it keeps them from falling in on themselves, knowing like, oh yeah, there's like bones there. And then like, once you've learned it, you can throw it out the window and bend people however the fuck you want. If you want them to arch their back 180 degrees, do whatever you want. But you got to know where the pelvis is. Like, you know, like it's like learn the rules and then break them.
Yeah, unfortunately. All right. I get it. I get the main idea.
Yeah. And all of this just comes with like a shit ton of practice. Like what you're already working with is like you've got like a really good idea of Lime and you're able to kind of follow the idea of what you're looking at. Just trying to see if like, which one is this one? Which one is that? That one. Copy and paste. Boop. This guy. Boop. I'm gonna have so many layers of this everywhere.
That's a guy that looks like he's stabbing.
That's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in this pose.
Yeah, I did not quite know what to do with that one, but I was like, yellow, why not?
There's a lot going on, that's for sure. But like just going over like some of the things that we went over, what would be the first thing you notice here of what are you missing?
I feel like the chest is a little bit too big. My definitely the legs is like a lot more bigger and just kind of like just folding in on and stuff like you said.
Yeah, yep. It's
especially the arms.
Yeah. So chest, like you said, here, let me give another layer up here. Chest, like you said, space from here to here and from here to here versus like this one, we got a huge one and a really bitty little one. And yeah, the arms, we've got the right idea for it, especially this back arm. You've got the idea of where it's going. Your angles on this, so this one's pointed way down, this one's pointed way out. The reason yours ended pointed way out is because this chest came out so far, you couldn't put it down. He had too much titty in the way. Like, so you you kind of adjusted and like swung it out to kind of meet the lines. And then, yeah, you're back to looking at your silhouettes again. Whereas if you were like to pull out the silhouette of this guy, this shape here, like at where like that elbow is almost at the knee, and we've got like a pretty good look at this knee back there, versus we've got this really huge gap and there's just not a knee here. Like that whole back leg has gone missing. It's gone MIA. And then yeah, we've got that little the leg has kind of crumpled in on itself. But a lot of that, I mean, this can be resolved by just if I were to take your pencil color really quickly, if you just give him his calf back, suddenly that leg is where it's supposed to be. Like his foot needs to be kind of kicked out to the side a little bit, like kind of, otherwise he's in like he's in a hell of a pose. But like if he was just to like kick this foot back that way a little bit instead, like you've got the right idea there, that like that's really all you were missing in that leg. is that muscle push, right? Because you can see on this one, right? You know your cylinder thighs from here to here. You know, it's there. You've got your knee, and then you've got this other cylinder. And now you've got to decide, you know, what gets erased. It's thinking about how that skin pushes up, because this is a thigh, or your calf muscle, right? That's been pushed up against the thigh. The thigh is still there behind it. But it's remembering that, like, this back here has been hidden. Whereas in yours, when you were, like, just looking at this, you didn't want to hide anything. So you just left, you know, the whole leg visible. Instead of, like, being able to, like, okay, yeah, we got to, like, tuck that away behind the calf. But yeah, if you were to do that, kind of push that chest in, and then give him his back leg back. Give that back over here. Robbed a man.
Yep. All right. I see.
Give that leg back, and suddenly we look a lot more like the reference. Like, just like correcting the legs a little bit. And then you like you said, pull that. It's not even necessarily too much about the chest. If you wanted to keep him super buff, give him a huge set of titties, that's fine. It's this spine here, keeping it in the center. Like, if I were just to center that line for you and just erase this other one back here, we match a lot more now. Now he's a lot buffer than the original, but it doesn't. We haven't, like, squished that chest up real hard. So that's just kind of like,
okay.
It's just pulling, like, a couple little things.
Right. I like it. I love it.
Yeah. So like I said, I think you've got the idea of line down. I think what we're looking at is shape. Like, looking at the shape of the full thing, the full silhouette of it, before you get into the little details of it.
All right. A little bit anatomy, a little bit shaping. I see.
Yeah. Anatomy is, some people might argue me on this, but I think a good chunk of people would agree. Anatomy is the hardest thing to learn when it comes to art. Like, you can master line weight and shading and, you know, like, all of the different, like foreshortenings and perspectives and all of that, and still struggle with anatomy. Like, because it's complicated. It's messy. Some people get it, but a lot of people would agree that it's a hard one.
It's a little bit of everything, a little bit pretty hard.
Yeah, because drawing dynamic poses like this, even in just this one drawing, you have to deal with, like, form and shape, because it's, you know, this is a 3-dimensional object. So, like, they have these, like, little hidden lines back here, recognizing, like, yeah, this is a hidden object, as well as foreshortening. Like, some of these objects, like the neck, looks like it's too short if you were looking at it as a flat thing, because it's foreshortened. Like, so you have to deal with foreshortening. You have to deal with perspective. You have to deal with, like, the fluidity of, like, line weight and everything. They've got, like, the very light lines and the very heavy lines. Like, anatomy has everything. You have to know all of it to get it right. But this is good. It's better to learn on dynamic poses like this than to start with, like, those, like, what the kids start with, where you start drawing characters like this. And it's like, yeah. Because, like, then you're going to get stuck drawing like that.
It's okay.
You can turn those into that. You cannot turn this into that.
We all start with stick figures.
We do, but some people start with more dynamic stick figures than others.
Yeah. I was a stick figure kid. I
did a lot of drawing my characters like this. But anyways, that's a whole bunch of information. How are you doing? Happio, how are you too?
I'm doing good.
Did you absorb the last hour of me rambling?
If I am to be perfectly honest with you, part of it.
I was gonna say, there's a
lot.
There was a lot of it, and there was parts that I focused on more than others.
Yeah, which is valid, and that makes sense, because you can't learn everything I just said all at once right now. It was just like let's go over, since I have art I can show, let's go over, like, I guess specifically for Tango, where those, like, what to look at next.
Definitely. And also, does it help that your stream is like 15 seconds delayed? So
Yeah,
then like everything I'm seeing is like you've already
delayed.
talked about.
I don't know if I
So
can.
then like that
Let me
no, that's just a me problem. I don't know why my Opera absolutely hates Twitch. On my
most
phone, perfectly fine.
I have a pretty low latency stream, but every stream's gonna be a little bit delayed.
Yeah. Like my phone will be perfectly fine. It's almost 1-to-1. But then like it's just my fucking browser absolutely crashes when it comes to streaming
Yeah,
Yeah,
to
Opera's
video
been something
games.
recently.
yeah. I would say, okay, let's clear the slate on a bunch of things here. As like an open call card, what like
Mhm.
if you were to say there's one thing you like wanted to go really like in detail, focus on, practice on for one art class or for 1 week or for the episode or for whatever you want to refer to this as, what would and this can be for PO, Tango, or anybody in chat, like
Huh?
where would you want to like focus in on first, like on stuff? Because I know you guys both want to learn characters, you want to learn how to draw people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, right where Tango's at, like trying to draw poses, would probably be the best I'm going right now.
Okay.
Because like if you saw from my doodles, I'm trying like first person type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that like you don't see jack shit besides the arms.
Right.
But then like I told Tango yesterday that hey, I was gonna try to start working on poses like how he was yesterday.
Yeah. And doing pose sheets like this is a great way to do it. If we want to work on poses, which by the way, I as a human being, I need to work on poses myself. I've been doing art my entire life and I still like poses is something that it can be really hard for people to like nail. But one of the best ways to do that, let me see if I can find the website really quickly. Oh my god, what is it? Let me see if I can find the one I'm looking at. Is this the one? Um, Is this the one? I think it is. Pose all intervals 60 seconds. Yes, it is. Oh, can't show it on stream because this is. I had nudity included. Hang on.
Like, so, Xander.
Yes, how can I help you?
So, do you know like the what's it called figure models that people like artists like usually buy? Like they
Oh,
adjust it,
The
draw it.
little wooden figures, the plastic ones nowadays.
Yeah, what do you say? Like those are pretty good for like also like working with.
I'll be honest, the internet's a great place. I use this. This is Sketch Me. Yep, this is the website I use. Let me pull it up really quickly so stream can also see it. This is my doll. This is called justsketch.me. It's a website. It's also on your phones. You can get it on phone or browser. This is the doll. You can get physical ones. I have owned a physical one my entire life. I'll be real. I've literally never once used it. I've never found it helpful. I don't know why. I think a lot of it is because you can pose the doll and then put it down, but then every time you look at it, you're looking at it from a different angle and all of the shapes are going to look different. I have found that using this app or this little computer browser means that like I can pose the thing however I want if I feel like I'm, trying to make a pose, trying to, figure out the right angles and everything, and then put it at the angle I want to draw it from and leave it. And now I know every time I go back to it, I'm looking at it from the exact same angle every time. I live off of this website nowadays. And you can add characters, males, females, teens, tweens, children, like, so you have different sizes, different shapes. Like, this is way more helpful to me than a physical doll ever has been. So like, and yes, you can scale that if you wanted to grab her, you can do scale and grab her and like womp, like you can do whatever you want. Like you can just make her make a giant woman.
Oh my goodness.
Scratch.
Okay.
Do whatever makes you. If you're trying to draw what's her name? Is it Diane from Seven Deadly Sins? Like, there she is. Like, a giant woman.
Okay. That's something.
Again?
What is it called? It is called Just Sketch Me. If you Google Just Sketch Me, it'll show up for you.
Okay.
It is a super useful. I literally have it saved on like the browser of my tablet, especially because if you have a tablet, you can like pose your person however, screenshot it, and slap it in your like app or whatever you draw on, and now you've got a reference right there. It really is super useful, and it wants to sell you the Pro. I've literally never once used the Pro. It gives me everything I need right here. I did make her a little flat. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
I just really like it. And you can do a lot of really great, and you can get like real in detail. If I were to like go over to him and you get into the hand, like click into his hand real quick, you can get real. It lets you do every joint of the finger individually, like. It's very, very helpful. So highly recommend. Yeah, exit hand editor. But so that's one of the things I recommend. Another thing that I recommend if we're gonna be learning sketches is now okay. So I'm gonna do this in a little bit of a different way. Than I would normally do because I'm doing it live on stream. And so I have to have things clothed. But there is a website that is called Quick Poses. And I like to pull this little quick thing up. All genders is fine. We're doing full body poses. Clothed, please. 60-second thing. Okay. So if I pull this up for you. This is called quickposes.com. You can pick if you would like them clothed or nude, male or female or all. We do poses. You can also do face, hands, animals, landscapes, whatever. How long you want for each drawing and how many drawings you want to do. And then when you hit start, it pops up a drawing for you. Wha-bam, there's a drawing for you. And the thing on the bottom here tells you how long you've got. You've got 60 seconds to draw the pose. These are called gesture drawings. Now, gesture drawing is one of the best ways to start learning pose, shape, form, that kind of thing. If you are comfortable doing it, I highly recommend 100 times over, do this, but specifically pick nude, because it lets you focus on the shape of the body, not the clothes, and that's what you want to learn. So, for things like this, it's just like it'll go for 60 seconds, you get 60 seconds to draw it. And then like it'll go to the next one, and then boom, this is your drawing. You got 60 seconds. Get the idea of this down. Now, if I can recommend it to traditional artists, do this with traditional, and if you can, and do it if you have charcoal, use charcoal. If you don't have art supplies or don't have charcoal, you can just use a regular pencil. I don't recommend mechanical pencils for this because they're too pointed. The broadest thing you can use, the better. Like, if you don't have like a wide pencil, grab a crayon, like whatever you can, like something very fat tipped, because you don't want to focus on details on this. You want really big, broad ideas.
Okay.
Like,
I love how you said that, and then I immediately lost my pencil. Oh, there it is.
it's gone. So let me not get banned off of Twitch. Close this app. There's totally a nipple there for a moment, but I'm just gonna hope that Twitch didn't catch it. If I get banned, you know why.
Well, wouldn't be the first time.
Nope, it'll be the second.
What?
I've never been banned. I was suspended for drawing titties just a little too realistic, and it was a man's titties too.
Yeah,
That was fully a man's titties, and I still got in trouble.
Man, it
Oh
was
my goodness.
funny.
I detailed Azazel a little too well, and he has long hair, so everybody's like, no, nipples. I got in trouble.
Oh, not allowed.
But let me find a drawing real quick to... Actually, here, let's use your references. Actually, no, hang on. I want to do this with, like, a real person, because it helps to, like... It's helpful. It's helpful, I promise. The reason I recommend the website is just because it times you, and it takes the picture away after 60 seconds, so you can't fret. When you do this in person. If you ever get a chance to do a live figure drawing class, they're phenomenal. They're very, very fun. Let's just do pose reference photos. Yeah, sure. Let me just grab one of these. Just grab the first woman I see. Bring her in here. Add, insert a photo. Okay. Let's grab our woman. And close up the rest of this. Okay. All right, woman. If you ever get a chance,
Woo!
woo! If you ever get a chance to do live reference drawings, they do this to warm up at the beginning of like a reference, or sorry, a live figure drawing is what it's called. And when you do figure drawing, I got to do it a couple times in college, and I even got to do actual like live nude figure drawing, and it was phenomenal. It was such an awesome experience. Highly recommend. They do it like all over the place. You can attend classes like publicly. It's great. They would do, essentially when you get in, they do a couple warm-up poses where you usually do 4 like 15-second poses, and you do like 4 minute-long poses, and then like 2 5-minute poses, a 10-minute pose, and then you break. Everybody like gets like a drink or whatever, and when you come back, you do the half-hour pose. Like that's how normally those figure drawing classes would go, which means your first like 10 drawings look like shit because they're all supposed to be like 60-second drawings. Go as fast as you can. Like, but there's a reason to it. There's actually a couple of reasons to it. Let me grab my charcoal brush on here. Now, having a charcoal brush on Procreate is not the same as actually getting to use charcoal, but it'll do. The points of these are to learn everything I was just correcting Tango on for drawings. It's to learn silhouettes, big shapes, line of action, like very, very like quick, light, how to get across the idea of the shape of a person in as little detail as possible. Like, let's see if I can have the vine charcoal do what I want. I'm gonna see if I can make that work. See, it's so hard because like this is not how an actual piece of charcoal works, but like I'm gonna have to make it work. I'm trying to find like the closest to an actual piece of charcoal. I'll make this work, whatever. Okay. So if I were to reference draw this woman, you're looking for the most recognizable, biggest shapes you can find first. So I'm looking at this curve of her body here. So I'm putting in, I can see that curve. I have a bad tendency of drawing way too big. I'm going to crank my size down. But like, I can see this curve that's happening in her body. And it's being kind of leaning one way, hips coming out the other way, body's coming up, torso, getting this idea. Shoulders are up here. I see this big long line of her arms, so I'm just like, whoop. I know there's a line of an arm there. Same thing with like line of an arm here, whoop, whoop. And that's kind of all you're getting in. You're just gesturing in that there's a hand here. Face is over here, like just kind of looking. Body comes in, and see, I draw way too big. Like it's like a curse of mine, especially with this pen. But like, you're not supposed to spend more than 60 seconds working on this, just to kind of look at where are your shapes. Now, does this look good? No, but then you move on. You like genuinely like that's how you're supposed to go about it. And get all of that gone.
Should I go attempt to go steal my sister's charcoal pencils if they're here?
I highly recommend it. I wish I could find like a brush that helps for me. I wish I had I have actual charcoal and paper. I could do this on actual charcoal and paper. But like,
BRB,
dude,
I'm raiding my sister's room.
Have fun.
I'm not gonna go bother getting it. But like, it helps having visuals. But yeah, this is like, it's just a good practice of like, this is like, how do I get just the idea of this shape down? Where it's like, okay, this is, I could go pull out like my old like figure drawing things, and they don't look like they make any sense. But they're like just looking at like, okay, what can I break down into this drawing? Like, I don't know. They're really helpful, and I haven't done them in forever, and I want to do more of them. But like it just helps like learn like fluidity and also be like looking at how those shapes follow each other. Shape. I also can't show a lot of my figure drawing ones on stream because again I took a nude figure drawing class, so there's no clothing on those fuckers.
Oh no. What do you say like after a while it like starts to flow to you?
Yeah. It's just like I don't know. It's just like one thing at a time. It's like this isn't a good drawing. No, this is not a finished drawing. But you've gotten like some of the ideas down, and I find it good to start getting used to looking at like the full thing. Why is it so needlessly hard to keep track of scale on a digital canvas? Genuinely, I don't know why. It is so much harder on digital canvas than it is like traditionally. Like let me get rid of her again. What I should be doing on a canvas like this, if I'm struggling with that, is putting my scale in first. So if I'm like, okay, head's here, feet are here, like this is kind of like the halfway point. This is the foot. Like now I'm kind of set already for what I can do. This is the foot at the bottom. My head's too big, so it's gonna get smaller. Shoulders, arm out, arm in, up. Hip. Like, it really is hard. It is hard to keep track of your scale on this. I don't know. Bonk, 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 bonk. But like you're just trying to get down like the idea of shape. Again, it's not a good drawing. It's just motion. It's fluid. It's starting to figure out, where those lines go. And then eventually, and you don't normally turn these into finished drawings. This is just like to get yourself moving. I don't know. She looks funky as hell. But like, I don't know. There's something about it. I'm so tired of doing what I'm doing. I'm doing figure drawing. No, I understand. But yeah.
Yeah. I know Pio's been trying to work on hands recently, but he's been struggling with that. I'm sure like he'd love like help with that.
Hands are not nearly as hard as people make them out to be. They are hard, but they're like everybody makes them out to be the end of the world, and they're not. Once you figure out the shapes of a hand is this, right? A hand is this shape right here. Mm-hmm. This is your thumb joint. These are your 4 joint fingers. Each of these have joints on top of them. Hang on. How many joints does a finger have? And that's your hand.
Oh.
So then this is your thumb right there. This is your finger. This is your next finger. This is your next finger. This is your next finger. It's a hand. Does it look good?
Hello,
No, it's a hand.
I am successful in finding a charcoal pencil and hastily sharpening it with a knife.
There you
Yeah,
go.
we're working on hands.
Yeah, I just
hand.
I just threw a hand down to
Yeah.
but
I've been
if
trying hands.
break them down into their shapes. And your hands have been looking really good because I can tell that you're referencing your hands. Like I can tell that it's drawn from visual in front of you, which is good.
I literally just took a picture of my hand.
Yeah, you're referencing. But like once you like if I again, let me pull out. I like drawing with this is my sketch pencil. Okay. If you're breaking down a hand, wherever the hand is, right? This is your palm. That's the shape of a palm right there. It's wide across this, thinner at the bottom, kind of goes out a little bit. From the bottom of that palm, this is where your thumb comes from, and the other 4 joints come from here. Where you put the knuckles determines where that goes. So if I want you flipping off, these 2 go up, and I know this one's going to come down, this one's going to come down, this one's going to come down, this one's going to come up, and this one's going to go in. And now we've got the idea of a hand. Like, and then it's just figuring out how do I connect all of those into like boop, 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 boom. This looks a little jackass, but it's fine. Boop, bump. Bump, 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 bump. Don't ask why I'm drawing this like it's the gorillas and everybody's got square hands, but like,
It's
Wait,
your
just-
drawing, it's fine.
I don't know. Once you can start to figure out where the anatomy goes, hands get easier, but I understand they're complicated ass anatomy. I find hands easier than like dynamic posing, genuinely.
I
It was
did find making a hand easier somewhat, but that is because I have been drawing somewhat hands.
Yeah.
So
Hey, the more hands you draw, the better at them you get. I have entire pages in my sketchbook dedicated to hand drawing. You know what, Pio, you want a piece of homework? Because I've got a piece of hand homework that will be as one of my
Sure.
favorite pieces of homework I've done for myself.
sure,
You-
give me hand homework.
You read manga, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. You will pick a
Oh, no.
sketchbook, like a page in your sketchbook, and pick a manga, and you will start on page 1. You won't draw anything else, but you will draw every hand you see until the page is completely full
In the manga.
in the manga. Onto your sketchbook. Let me
Okay.
grab mine real quick.
Time to use Mahiru's hand. Let's go. Let's do this.
Oh no. Yeah, my
It's in
hero.
one of these 3 sketchbooks. Hang on. I think it'd probably be in. No, this is the oldest one. It's not in there. Maybe it's. Ugh. Hang on, I'm missing a sketchbook actually. Which one is this? What sketchbook is this? Ooh. Oh my god, here's old hand studies. Here's an old hand study of mine. Weird ass position, but it was for an art class. I've also got a foot study.
Oh,
Also,
goodness.
also was for an art class. They did require us to draw our classmates' feet. Was definitely a thing we had to do. Weird experience.
Oh good. What the? I mean, did he pass?
I sure did. Oh, these are old. Oh my god, these are old. Good lord. Where's my hand study? Where's my manga? Oh god.
What's in there?
Oh, I was going through an era. Oh dear.
Wait, so,
Oh god,
so the
so many.
homework is going through the manga and then making as many hands as I can based on the manga.
Yeah, it's you start on page 1 and you don't draw it super big in your sketchbook. Here you go. Draw it real little. And every hand you see, starting on page 1, panel number 1, going through it, every time you can see a character's hand, stop what you're doing, draw that hand. Here is what my page looked like. I was doing Fruits Basket, so you can tell when these are Kyo's hands. And I drew every single hand that came up on the page. Every time. So like I did that whole page and then I started on the second page as well. And you start to pick up on how they look. You start to be able to replicate some of the shapes and be able to be like, oh, okay, this is what it looks like. So this is my hand homework. Highly recommend if you're trying to learn hands.
What if it's out of frame hands, like only partial hands? Do I draw those?
I did anytime you could see the full hand. Like if you I was drawing, I labeled it Fruits Basket Volume 6.
That's a full hand already. Okay.
There's gonna be a lot of them.
There
For
are
an
two-
extra challenge, try doing it with the Haikyuu anime manga, and then hate yourself.
I am not doing Haikyuu. I am not doing Haikyuu.
Fuck you, volleyball anime.
Fuck you, I got Mahiru.
My Hero works, and you get to draw her hands over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Have fun,
Trying to-
Pio.
I was trying to find other. I have a lot of Haikyuu drawings myself. Did a lot of those.
Okay. Also, question: should I use a mechanical pencil or should I use the artist pencil that I stole from my sister?
When I'm doing manga, I have a tendency to do mechanical pencils because manga has very thin line, but you can use whatever makes you more comfortable holding it. Just gonna find other of my studies. I have a bunch of studies in here at one point. Yeah, eye studies. feet. God, so many feet. I don't know. There's a bunch of old shit in here. Here's a whole page I was studying on hair. It didn't get far, obviously. But, yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of... I have a fish wearing fishnets.
Wait, what? Wait, can I see that?
I want to see it.
Fish
It's a fish wearing
fishnets.
It's a fish wearing fishnets.
Oh, what the? It's alright. I mean,
I mean,
I
it's...
wasn't expecting it to also have legs, to be honest.
yeah, me too. I
Where
thought
else
it was
is
like
it
a
gonna
fish,
put
like,
its
just wearing it.
fishnets?
On the
Yeah.
tail?
On the tail, yeah.
No, fool. Where was... I had another, where is it? Yeah. This guy. He's great. This is a thing I was doing for a while. Just putting legs on animals. And then, I think I have one other one.
Legs on animals. That's something new.
Oh, yeah, totally did. That's awful, actually. I really hate that. Horrible. Anyways, if you want anything to haunt you in your nightmares, it'll be that.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I don't know why that was the thing I was doing for a while in my sketchbook. But yeah, for anybody who's like, oh, I want to learn art, but like, I'm not starting off good. I promise we all start somewhere. Like, this is like one of my oldest sketchbooks I have.
Somewhere, and Xander somehow started off with fishnets. A fish
Look-
and fishnets.
This is like one of my oldest like sketchbooks that starts off pretty like just anime girls, anime boys, like like anime eye studies, wing studies, like all the way back. But yeah, there's just that's what it was. That's just what you did. You just draw just over and over and over and over again. Oh, this is the sketchbook I started doing some of my first like charcoal portraits and sketchbooks, like trying to like actually draw realistic portraits. Wait, I did Andy Biersick in this one. There he is. There's my there's my man. God, that's old. What happened to his nose? Anyways, this is like when I first got charcoals and was learning how to draw. But any hoodles, that's a little throwback. There's your hand homework. For anybody else who wants to do the manga hand homework, feel free. And otherwise, if you're trying to do poses, your homework is gesture drawings, which is just find a picture online, give yourself a timer, and literally you've got 60 seconds to draw it. And then just do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Is it weird that I've almost never done an art study? No, because your style doesn't really require studies, because your style, like, there's, how do I say, like, there's nothing you could study that would benefit your style, if that makes sense. Like, your style is so experimental, and, like, it's on such the world of cartoon that, like, drawing realistic hands over and over and over and over again isn't gonna help you. Like, you're not gonna develop a skill from that. You said jester. Yeah, not. Hang on. Let me need the iPad for this so I can write really quick. Not jester drawings. Gesture drawings. We're gesturing, not gesturing.
Maybe
Nope.
you do draw a jester with a wild
You can
jet.
do a jester drawing of a jester.
That's what I'm doing.
That is accurately what Ash is doing. You could draw clowns.
That is your homework now. Do it. I want to see a clown.
All right,
I'm draw 4 clowns, actually.
I'm gonna pull up a jester,
wanna-
and I'm gonna do a
I want
pose.
to see Scam Likely. I want to see Reese's Scam Likely.
I was
All right.
taking notes. I had to go back and erase the gesture thing.
Sorry, gesture, not
Gesture
jester.
with the G.
Yes. Like I'm gesturing to this thing over here. The reason it's called that is because you're not supposed to use really little drawings. Our art teacher used to yell at us all the time. No fingers, no wrist, no elbow. Every drawing you do is with your whole shoulder for gesture drawings. Like, because we did it on big paper with our charcoal in our hands. And she's like, no wrist drawing. This is with the whole arm. Like,
Oh
You're-
goodness.
she was very strict about it, and it helped. All right, I'm pulling up a reference of a gesture. Okay, I'm gonna go for this pose. I'm gonna do a quick gesture drawing. I'm gonna give myself a six. Let me get a timer up. You guys can't see the pose reference, but it's
Don't forget the hat.
that it's there. Boop boop boop. Give me my timer. Clock. If anybody else wants to participate, feel free. I'm doing a 1 minute drawing. Feel free to pick a pose and go crazy. Okay, 1 minute. I'm drawing. I have to decide my pose. There's like 6 on the screen. I'm gonna do this one. Feels very dynamic. There's a lot going on. Okay.
This
So-
hand I chose is weird because it isn't a full hand. I'm realizing this now.
Oh.
You-
I know
you-
what I was gonna ask you after you're done.
Okay. I'm picking a pencil here. Okay. All right.
I'll
That'll
make
work.
it a full hand.
All right. 1 minute. I'm going. Okay. So she's got a head that's kind of looking up. Shoulders are sideways. We got this like this shape for the chest. So she's kind of going here, here. She's got like real pinched hip there area. Hip. Okay. Boob. Curve down. Curve hip area. Make it smaller because I'm drawing crazy like a lunatic. Arm goes up. Sure, her hand's kind of up here. Down. Here. This is kind of like that position. Hands open. I've only got 20 seconds. Hit. This is kind of this. This is back here. And she's got this kind of like in toes here. Face here. Gonna hand like this. Okay, that's it. Done. Dismiss. There you go. 1 minute pose. Is it
There's the
great?
hat.
No. The one I was looking at doesn't have a hat. I don't know why.
You
This
should,
is
you should
that's-
give it a hat. You have 5 seconds.
completed.
Damn.
There you go. That's my
Okay.
quick gesture drawing.
Aw, that's cute.
Okay, you had a question?
What? Yes. So how would you expect somebody to like draw like an under chin?
Under chin? Like, so you're saying like
Yeah.
you're like looking up and you're seeing the underside?
Yeah, like the underside.
Okay. So clear this
I
up.
don't know what's called. I forgot.
This is something
Um,
I don't know.
Okay. So we're thinking about shapes here, right? So I don't want the inking. I want this. There we go. That'll work. Okay. So when you're thinking about the shape of something, this is a hard. Are you doing like from like front angle or like? I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, it's like any angle, all angles.
Okay. So if I'm real quick, I'm gonna draw a character looking like to the side a little bit. So this is kind of what you're looking at when you're looking at the like a side angle drawing of a face, right? So kind of you got this chin situation going on. Beep 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 beep. Is it neck? Hoot. Okay. All right. So we're looking at this. So when you're looking at this, what you're not seeing is the jaw here is not a straight line. It's a completed shape, and it goes back here where it connects into the neck, right? So our jaws, when you think about a skull, right? If you think about like just like the skull of somebody, like this is their teeth, you know, eye socket and nose socket and everything. We have this bone here, mandible, right here, This bone, if you look at pictures of it and everything, is shaped from the underside like this. Okay? This is where your teeth are up here. But it's shaped like that from below, if you were to like look at a skull. So when you start to tip your head up and back, you're gonna start seeing the curve of that mandible, right? If I like make this smaller, put this over here. So if I'm looking 3/4 angle, right, and I'm just looking straight forward, you're just seeing, you know, the very front of his face, and like he's sitting like this, right? But if you were to start to tip his chin up a little bit, suddenly you can start to see that mandible, right? If you were to like take his face off, you start to see that mandible. This is where his teeth are, you know, this is the upper teeth up here. Like, and then the rest of the skull is still back there. Sorry about those lines up there, get rid of that. You know, this is where his nose holes would be, and this is where his eye holes will be. You're starting to see the underside of that mandible. It'd connect up here, like that. So when you're drawing chins, that's the shape that you start to see. Now, you don't need to draw it like a skull. Like, you can give him skin and shit. But, like, that's why artists learn to draw bones, is because when you know what the skull looks like, you start to know how to draw the underside of it. So if I were just trying to draw somebody looking up and he's not a skeleton, right? I would draw, like, you know, this is my little gesture of like, okay, he's looking up this way. Okay, so this is the shape of his face. And his jaw is here. Ears over here. Ooh, I give this guy a long chin. Pull that up.
Wait a minute.
There you go. So, like, it starts to have that curve. You know. That, like, you start to see that underside. That's, like, the best way I can explain to do. And then, obviously, you got to give them the back of their head and everything. But that's kind of the best way I can explain, is you start to see that, like, U shape. Boop, boop, boop. And obviously then you're going to start to see the underside of the nose. Lips are going to be a little thinner on top. Eyes are going to be a little more slanted. You start to get that curve shape to the face because he's looking up. But that's kind of what you would do. I like this guy. I like the little skeleton guy I got going on up there. But that's kind of...
I took a screenshot of him.
he's pretty great. But yeah, that's like that's how I would do it.
All right, I see. I'm sketching along, that's why I'm basically...
Yeah, no, you're good.
Alright.
Like, the best way to do this kind of stuff is learn that skull. Because once you start to learn your skull, you start to learn not only like how to move it, but also once you start getting into the details, how to shade it. Like, because you know where you're going to start hearing the words, the planes of the face, a lot once you start learning faces.
Oh no. That's
where, if I were to pull this bad guy up real quick, it's in here.
The planes of the face.
These up here are facial planes. This is how you learn how to shade the face.
Oh no. Oh, it's complicated.
They are
the polygons.
Yeah, the polygons, but these guys look haunted, but
yeah.
It's learning how to shade by figuring out where there are dips and curves in the face. That's all the planes of the face are. I don't draw them like that, but this is a gesture drawing page I did. These are a bunch of gestures I did. I also do a lot of practice to this day still, because like I said, I'm still learning myself. And these were gestures when I was practicing a new way to draw, like a new mannequin style essentially, because like learning how to draw bodies is really messy, and trying to draw with like circles and tubes can be really limiting because the body doesn't move like tubes move.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I think this is when I was trying to learn like new like upper body and lower body connection stuff because I was doing, I don't know if you can kind of see it in here, like, let's see. Combine down real quick. Like I was doing
space helmets,
circle and half circle, like I showed you before, with that like connection. But then I was doing a very different style for my shoulders. I could show you how to do these and let you play with a couple of these because these can be really helpful.
Okay.
Because yeah, these are. What's up, you?
I made the hands a bit too big, but I don't care.
That's okay.
I see.
Draw other smaller hands inside of it.
Show me, Pia. Show me.
You want to
Squeals.
I do. Share with the class.
Wait, do I get to
It
see?
looks-
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, hold on.
Share with the class. If
Share
anybody else
scary
has been
class.
drawing, if anyone else has been drawing along, feel free to share with the class as well.
I will also send the reference photo as well.
I'll show
Wonderful.
you. I'll send a couple of the skulls.
That is
Like,
my leg.
just
I
worked
just
on.
realized. I don't want
Yeah.
my leg.
Yeah, if you want anything graded, altered, looked at, etc., now is the time to send some things in, and we'll touch base. Chat, feel
I
free
have
to
the
throw them
space
in.
helmets.
I guess for Jordan would be the place. For chatters.
I'm putting it in homework.
Yep, you can put it in your homework.
I'll put in homework on it.
I just put mine like daily doodles.
And the references will be that.
Daily doodles. Actually, I put in our homework just make it easier.
Yeah, throw
All
your
in the
homework
same
in here.
place.
And
I
save
made it way-
yours.
I made her hands look way too much like a witch's, but it's fine.
And save yours. Got a lot of faces going on here. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Into the
The ones on the
grading
bottom.
stage.
The ones
Get
at the
all-
bottom I made like just a couple seconds ago.
Add, insert. Okay, looking at hands first.
Copy paste, copy paste.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. These are good. So we've got, and the reason I'm adding like stuff here is so that you can start learning not just your shapes, but your forms. Because obviously you've got the shape here, but remembering that these are like three-dimensional things. So this is your palm shape. You've got the shape here, right? This is going to be where your knuckles are. You've got each of your knuckles going on. And then once you start looking at, you've got one joint here. We've got one real long one here. Joint here. Joint here. And then you've got these. And obviously, like, these are going to kind of fade off into the distance here. So that's like you're looking at like your 3D shape there. So I think this one maybe got pulled a little bit long. Well, I mean, this is the right length. I'm just wondering if maybe it's the bend that's weird. And then this bottom one, these all look really good. Like because I can see your knuckle joints here. This like curve up, curve in, curve in. These look gorgeous. That finger right there is great. These are good. She's got some really pointy fingers, which may be why you're getting witch vibe. If you pull your fingertips a little bit wider, you probably won't get that same. Also remembering to be careful with this middle line right here is pulled really long, so it really stretches the finger out. This is the joint here. So this one will be there just because like if you pull it all the way over, it's going to feel like your middle joint is really, really long. So like letting this come up a little bit can help. Not stretch her out too much. But I mean, the fingers look great. This one gets a little funky, but it's because I can tell that this one's straight rather than curved and the rest of them are curved. So it's going to end up looking a little weird. But I mean, that is what hands do. Yeah, you can see like your joints in here. Yeah. I think this one might be a little stretched out, but these ones, dope. These are good hands.
Okay. I was only gonna do the top-sided hand, but I was like, fuck it, it looks weird without the bottom half.
I hear you.
Because she's gripping a fucking umbrella.
Yeah, kind of need both hands to grip that umbrella. All right, skulls. It's very blue. Oh dear. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's my LEDs.
It worked. Yeah, okay.
It's like pitch black outside.
It is, in fact, it is the middle of the night. I just remembered my windows open.
Mine too.
Yeah. Some of these you're still getting real flat with. This one immediately draws my attention. That's a really good head. Like, I can see the underside of the chin. I can see the neck muscles. I can see the full skull. You didn't get rid of any cranium. Like, you've got like the full shape going on here. You've got your ear. These are good. I like this. And then you'd be able to build up the shapes needed to actually make it into like a face. I feel like that one's really good. I think some of them are like, this one draws my attention here for he's been squished. Like specifically like in this direction. He's been like squeezed in. Specifically like right here. Because we're adding lines that you wouldn't be able to see. You would not see the back of that head in that way. Your jaw would come up here. Ear's gonna the ear's really high up. Ear would be like here, jaw's here, and it would just kind of go back like that. Because then you get this idea of like there's skull there, you know. Because when you start to pull that skull line forward, you start getting some weird shit going on.
Some weird funky angles going on.
Weird angles. But like a lot of these like are like this one's another like this one's really good. Yeah. Yeah, no, these little ones, the drawing that underside is really hard, but yeah, you're like walking that line because yeah, this has got like everything it needs. Like this would be your middle line here. Your thirds are gonna be real stretched out, but they're gonna be there. You know, hairline's way back here, ears up here. You've got your full jaw. You can see all the muscle and everything, which is great. You've got the back of your cranium, which so many people forget. And then, yeah, you'd see the underside. If I were to, like, get a darker color, you can see, like, the underside of the nose would be right here. Go up. This would be your brow and your eyes. Mouth would be, like, right here. Like, you've got everything you're looking for here. Like there he is. Boop.
Yeah. Woo! What grade would he give us?
100%. I think.
Let's go.
I think this is definitely like in the like I don't know if I don't know how to do grades for this, but I feel like even just looking at your shapes are coming together a lot more solid, even in the past like hour. So just I think your number one thing is remembering that there's a full shape, like there's a full form behind the shape. So like keeping track of like where exactly that head is, like where exactly lines are disappearing to, what's going to pass in front of each other, depending on like, you know, which way you turn the head. And reference everything ever. References are your best friend. References are your best friend and they're my best friend. Also, if you're wanting to work on drawing heads, I genuinely recommend go draw just a shit ton of skulls. Like, go find a skull reference and draw a couple skulls. Like, they can really help learn the shape of the head without trying to figure out, like, where do eyes go and where do eyebrows go and where does, like, all of that kind of stuff and trying to figure out, like, is my ear too high? Like, let me pull up a...
All right.
Pull up a skull reference. Skull ref.
It's almost been it's been 2 hours.
Yeah, time passes quick around here. Yeah, like, like
5 when you're having fun.
Pulling up a sheet like this. There you go. This is like a sheet of just a bunch of different skull references. Is like a great way to reference drawing heads from different angles, because like it just is an easy way to figure out without trying to like depict an actual person, because it's so easy to get people wrong.
Right.
But
can you send me that?
I can send you this.
All right, thank you.
I made an error.
Lots of errors are made.
No. I mean, like, I haven't made an error of like I put the hand too close to the other hands.
Let them
Oh,
overlap.
no.
It won't kill either of them. Let them overlap.
I thought you were gonna say you forgot like a finger.
No, like I made the lines perfectly aligned so that like one hand looks like it's coming out of the wrist burr.
No, that's perfect. Run with it.
You know what? Eldritch
Be
Horror
happy
Makiru, let's go.
to- Eldritch Horror Makaru.
Makiru, let's do this.
All right, chat. How are you guys doing?
What,
I haven't
what you
touched base with
drinking?
you. I'm drinking it's strawberry lemonade, like it's not Kool-Aid. I don't know what the word for it is. It's like, I don't know. One of the, like a little powders. Powder. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, I want tea.
Here, chat, you can have a sip. Where's the straw? Straw for chat. There you go. Have a sip. Spectral Hearts wanted a sip. I didn't want another coffee today because I had a coffee on the drive home today. So I had to drive home 3 hours this morning. Or 2 hours, technically. It was a 2-hour drive.
Goodness, that's a long time.
My friend needed help moving out, and she called yesterday and was like, "Can you help me move out?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there in 2 hours. Give me a minute." So I drove up
Aw.
there and slept the night on her floor. So I had to
That's what-
wake up at
That's what girlfriends do.
yeah, and it sucked. I was the only one of the group that showed up. She asked like the whole like group, and I was the only one that
Really?
came. And everyone else lives like 15 minutes from her, and I live 2 hours away, and I'm the only one who showed up.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, "Yeah, I can help you move. I'm on my way." And we spent like 8 hours. We packed up both of the bedrooms in her house. It was a very
Nobody else
productive
showed
day.
up?
Yeah, you know, somebody was sick. I don't know what the rest of them were because they just didn't respond. I was like, whatever. Just me and you, girlfriend. We got it.
Oh, friends.
I'm a professional at moving. I've lived in well over 10 different houses in my life.
Oh my goodness.
I'm pretty consistent at moving every 2 years. I'm pretty consistent. But I'm starting to get itchy in this house. But we're signing the lease again this summer, so we're entering into our third year living here, which is weird for me. I'm getting itchy. I want something new.
Oh,
I just get bored of spaces too quick.
Drop everything with to Florida.
Florida.
That's where I want to go. I still forget how close we are to each other.
Florida's the crazy state. Florida's insane. They're all insane down there. Bunch of fucking lunatics.
I mean, something new.
It's something new is that I'm gonna get murdered. Then I'm gonna get arrested for the sex crime of being gay, or whatever the fuck's going on down there.
What about Texas?
That's a joke.
California?
If I step foot into Texas, they'd arrest me on the spot for being alive.
What about Cali?
I would consider California if it wasn't $100 trillion to live in.
You know what? You're right. How about
I have
West
considered
Virginia?
West Virginia is gorgeous. I would totally live in West Virginia. I've considered like I think Maine is gorgeous. I think Michigan is gorgeous. I really like the Midwest. I think like a lot of places are nice in the Midwest. I've considered like if the Carolinas weren't so goddamn Republican, I'd consider the Carolinas because those are pretty too. But I don't know. I don't know where's next for me. Unfortunately, I have a full-time job now, so I can't like pick up and move states right now. But
Boo. Being an adult
Boo.
sucks.
okay, I forgot. I was gonna do one more thing to give you something to play with for poses.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
I'm locked in. I'm ready.
lock in for a quick mannequin thing because you can draw if you want to draw, you know, a thing. You could be like, okay, this is the chest, and then this is the pelvis, and these are the hips, and these are the legs. But this looks like a robot, and it's gonna end up looking like a robot. It's just gonna be weird. So sometimes I do chest here. This ball will be the chest, and then wherever you want to put the hips, I'm just gonna go for a random pose here. This is gonna be the hips. Okay. Now, this flat surface up top, right? This looks like I've cut a circle in half. This is inside of your body, right? So like you're not gonna see that flat surface. It's just like a way to draw the hips. Because then the other two hips are gonna attach here and here. So now we've got this weird little contraption.
Mm-hmm.
And to figure out what way the character is facing, obviously I've already decided based off of like the hips, like clearly this is the front area. So I do a front and a back for this line. This is super
Right.
extra. You don't have to do this, but that gives me, this is the front of the chest and this one is behind it. That's the spine.
Right.
You don't have to do both of those. You can just do like the front chest and then draw a thing in the back for the spine. It just helps me to connect them sometimes.
All right.
But anyway, so this is your little like, this is your torso. This is a torso now.
Yeah.
Now, we're gonna turn the torso, the top half of the chest, into an eyeball. Just run with me here, okay? So we're gonna
Okay.
give it a pupil right up at the top, right? So it's like staring up into the sky, right?
Right.
And then off of there, I'm gonna give it 2 little wings. So staying with like this, I'm gonna do a different color just so you can see for a moment. Staying with this circle, we're gonna do a triangle off of each side. Triangle this way, and triangle that way, right? I'll let everybody catch up and stick with me here.
I'm drawing along, so.
I'll let you draw along. Everybody with me?
Sir, yes. Yes, ma'am. Sir, yes, sir.
Must be with you.
Okay.
I
God-
panicked.
God be with you? Question mark?
Oh no.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. Am I supposed to be following with you? I've been drawing the Eldritch hand.
You can keep working on your Eldritch Hand. This is just a posing lesson. But you're welcome to join in or follow back later, and I'll do it again in a minute. So now from your eyeball, we're gonna shoot a laser beam, right? Just a little laser beam right here. We're gonna cap it off.
Yeah.
Here's a little laser beam. So now I've got a laser beam going on.
So if I don't run out of room.
That'll be the top of it. Don't worry. That's as high up as we go.
Okay. Thank goodness. I ran out of room.
This is so goofy. But okay. So from here, now you can pick either of your whatever direction you want to do for these. This from your little triangles that you drew, you can give 2 lines, up and whoop. I think you can start picking up, these are biceps.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do my guy, I'll do them straight out. I'm gonna have this dude flexing. Hiya. It's
Mine's
gonna
at
be
a bit
alright.
of an angle.
Yeah, I don't know what my guy's doing, but he's doing something over here.
He's alive. He's living somehow.
He is. And if you want, you can do a little line here to show yourself. This is your head, right?
Okay. Okay.
Your head and neck are right there. Been shot out of the eyeball.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Now,
Mine's 3D.
from each of the points on the eyeball that you did, right? Those points in the triangle, go ahead and connect those into your center line where we drew at the front of the chest. Those are your pecs. They're in place now.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Now you've got pecs. You can also do a little bump at the top that goes over those. It doesn't connect into where the pecs connect. It goes over it. Like I'll put a little hat on it. Those are your shoulders. Now they're in place. Now we're starting to put things together there. And then the rest of these are all just like your usual. So you would make essentially like little footballs that go around each of those lines. Because that'll be where the rest of your bicep is.
Okay.
But it gives you that bump for the shoulder before the bump for the bicep. Really, really helps create arm definition. Because shoulders do exist, unfortunately. They are required.
Definitely. What if I don't have shoulders?
I will get you arrested. It is illegal. Sorry. The government does require shoulders. It's kind of a shame.
Oh. Government
But-
sucks.
that kind of gives you like your little. I'm just throwing little triangles for hands for right now, just to throw them down.
All right.
But that gives you your upper body. And then legs, so everybody does differently. You can do them 100 different ways. Some people are going to say the same thing for the arms, like do sticks and then buff the muscle out. You can also do, like, these are goofy looking, but doing like pants like that is a good way to do the thigh, and then build the like. This one there's not a lot of rule for. It's just like womp womp, like suddenly there's a body. And you can do those little like swoops in either direction. If I decided, like, if I get rid of these little hip things I drew, just let it be the half circle. You can have the hips go from any place in the half. If I decide I was like, you know, fuck it, he's doing a hard squat, you could do that. And now your legs still come off the same place. Up, up. And now this dude's in a solid squat. Like, and most of this is used a lot more for cartoon reference than it is for hyperrealism. But this is just a good way to like kind of define a shape of a person. What'd you say?
Oh goodness, my
Oh.
person is dead.
Okay. I just sent the Eldritch Hands again.
Right.
Which is amazing more. But then, like, I looked up from my drawing, and then I just see your thing. I wasn't expecting the man.
What's wrong with him?
I think I killed my guy.
Uh-oh. I also just saw the Eldritch Hand come in. Oh dear.
Oh goodness. Wait, what is this? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I connect them, so I connected them.
You know what?
Bye.
Yeah. That works. These are
I
really
started
nice.
with- I started with the top hand, and then you were like connect them, so I was like, oh, okay.
Brilliant. Yeah, those look nice though. I like drawing the fun poses. I now have something to do when I'm bored. Yeah, are you doing gesture drawing, Rotten? Share with the class if you are. You don't have to, just an option.
I hate having to blow up all the eraser stuff.
Mm,
I erase and then I have to like just swipe it off.
yeah. In fridge art? Oh, I'm on my way. I'm on my way.
Okay, let's see it.
Fridge art. Art studies with stream. Whoa, these are so fun. Okay, wait, let me. Boop. These are so fun. This is some great gesture work. Yeah, these are good. These are phenomenal.
Okay.
I love how you can like the slight the slight nudity that you can tell, like, ah, yes, there are tits, please don't get banned. It's okay. These are rough enough that I won't get banned. They're like, you didn't hyper detail any titties out.
Like you did one time.
Yeah. They allow light nudity in the sake of art. So like if you draw a dot for a nipple, we'll live. If you do send fully rendered titties, I will get in trouble.
So I didn't need to spoil it, the stuff I said.
I think I know our next field trip. Anyway.
I'm gonna go look at what you sent just to see. The second one is fine. The first one feels like you might get close. That Twitch might be mad, but I don't think you wouldn't get in trouble. But I would,
Okay.
for the sake of my streams, keep things spoiled just in case. I like to be able to check it before I show it on live.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna
I've also
render
noticed
out
that
him.
the way you like build up the bodies is completely different from how I do it.
Yeah, and the thing I'm showing right now isn't my usual way of doing it. It's just a really good way to practice really weird poses. The way I build out bodies is messy. But if I was like to turn this into a character now, like I have, I've got a head. There's the head. I've got a neck already. I know where the neck goes. I've got these shoulders. I've got, you know, boop, whoop, boop. Like, we've got the pec already in place, which is awesome. Makes life easy. Ribs go here. This guy's got wide ass stance, and I've made his torso too long. Hang on. Let's quick torso shortening surgery. Cool. There you go. And his like hip bones would be like here because that's where his hips are. And then I've got the most insane thighs happening here for whatever reason. I don't know what I decided to do for this guy. But there's his up. Like, you are able to kind of detail out like essentially what would turn into your pose. You get this guy a forearm over here.
Oh,
It
I forgot his cranium. You are getting your cranium. You take the cranium intake.
which way do hands go? Like this.
There we go.
Trying to hands. The thumb comes from behind in this sake. Aha, like this.
I
If you
swear to
drop-
God, I love you, Mahiru, but please, the entirety of the first chapter, all of her hands have been her clutching something.
You're starting to notice some things about art. Put your goddamn like stop clutching things, woman.
Stop clutching things. Like, you were clutching a umbrella for like half of the chapter, and now you're clutching a swing.
Drawing a hand holding something's a lot easier than just drawing a hand.
That is true.
That's Spider-Man.
That is just whatever creature this thing turned into.
I just see red and black, and then the like very large like eyes with no pupils, and I'm like Spider-Man.
I gave him pupils. Well, I gave him eyes. I didn't give him pupils.
It looks like some like stereotypical like buff guy in any anime.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's supposed to be like the somewhat funny guy, but gets punched around funny guy.
Yeah. And then when he locks in, he goes like sicko mode.
Yeah.
References,
Let's see
yes.
this.
There's my. This dude looks like a lunatic. I have no idea what's going on, but.
You should have him fist fight Xander.
Yeah, that's Xander's gonna win. Who's gonna give
That's
this guy?
what he's gonna win.
If I just give him horns, right, and then just take away his eyeballs, and then add the scar, boom, it's Xander.
Yeah.
Oh wait, and then I have to give him a braid. Hang on, get it.
Oh my God, girl, your hands are extended.
Oh, no way.
They're about to clutch
There's
something,
Xander.
but like I can actually see her palm now.
Yo, a palm. There, now it's Xander.
Now it's Xander. Yes. Give Xander a bat.
Trying to think of how a bat would it'd be like. There you go. He's got a bat.
Let's go.
This is a problem.
Why does he have a bat?
He's gonna commit violence.
Stand there, you're on stream now. No violence.
Probably put some pants on this man.
Like, if I
There you go.
squint kind of hard, it kind of looks like Technoblade.
Wait, I can make a slight adjustment. If I just turn this into Yeah. That looks like that looks awful. There he is.
Amazing.
It's Technoblade.
Let's go,
Except
Technoblade.
he has eyes. All right. Anyways, it has been 2 hours of absolute nonsense. I swear there was an art lesson in there somewhere.
There was.
There's been a lot
There
of
was.
lessons,
Learning
actually.
hand.
Yeah.
There's been we've covered a lot of different things because it's hard to pick somewhere and just start.
We went from body poses, body angles, to like what, like hands for like a split second.
Yeah, you want to go
and
for
then
hands?
body poses.
You're on hand homework
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. How long do I have to fill out the page?
As long as it takes you to fill your whole page.
Okay. I'm like,
You know what? I'll do a couple hand. You know what? It's you know what? Once upon a time, many streams ago, many years ago, I
know.
promised stream. Any of the OGs will remember this. That I would do a hand stream. Anybody else remember that? You have to
Oh,
be
yeah, I remember
a
that.
really old viewer to remember that. That was
Let us
2
see the
houses
hand.
ago.
4 years ago.
As many years, yeah, it probably was 4, and not quite because it hasn't been 4 full years yet, but it was probably 3 years ago. Within the first year of streaming, I promised a hand stream.
Let's
So-
see a hand stream.
It was we will do an art class stream where we will just cover hands.
Fuck yeah.
The reason
We'll be here for it.
The reason I planned it is because it was when I was working on. No, it wasn't when I was working on this. It was brought back up. They reminded me of it when I was doing this drawing, the Hierophant, where I was drawing a bunch of hands for this character. This was when it was brought up, and it was I promised I would do it at one point. I don't remember why I originally promised it. I just promised that I would at one point. This is still one of the cool. I should redo this drawing because this is still one of the coolest designs I've ever done.
Yeah.
Having like the head be removed was like a whole design choice. I should redo this one. This is a dope ass drawing.
Are we gonna do a
like,
foot stream?
I'm like suddenly remembering my 2 goals of drawing people. Of like the 2 people I want to draw right now.
Mahiru
What else?
and I don't know who's the other person.
My twink cunty boy.
Ah, yes.
Oh, that guy.
Yes, I want to
God,
draw him. I want to draw him in the image that I want him to be in.
Yeah.
Where's my spine? Why is my spine not right? Why is my character have scoliosis?
Yeah,
I need my twink boy to come to life.
spines always have that little bit of a curve from head. They go down, and then you have like the rib part kind of comes out a little bit, and then the spine goes back, or it goes other way around, depending on which way you're facing. So like if you're facing that way, it goes back in the back, forward during the front, and then it ends where your coccyx is. So like this is your rib cage
Your
here.
what is?
Coccyx, you cock. And then this is your
I put
pelvis.
Okay.
That's how bodies work. Trust.
Sometimes I forget that bodies work like that, and that we aren't just. We gotta be
Yeah.
bendy.
Spines are not straight down. They're back at the back, forward at the pelvis, and then the pelvis has that like forward tilt to it right here. So that's the pelvis, and this is like the ribs. And
We
this
gotta
is
be
where it
bendy
connects it.
so that we can move in things, right?
I-
Oh, Tangle.
I said I put the reference I'm trying to recreate and references.
Let me go see.
But Pio, you were saying.
Oh no, I was like trying to think.
Mm.
Isn't there like that one specific vertebrae that's like very susceptible to breaking? Because of the way our spine is? I forgot.
Vertebrae most susceptible to breaking?
My friend broke his vertebrae like yesterday. By trying to pick up his cat.
Um,
I called him a grandpa. I was like, no way.
yeah, the cervical spine, in particular, is prone to injury due to its high mobility and the weight of the head it supports, which I guess makes the most sense. But yeah, so it's most common for you, if you're going to break a vertebrae, for it to be a cervical vertebrae, which just means the vertebrae in your neck, because they are the most mobile.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They're Almost.
And we're,
It's gotta be in so many different ways.
We're gonna
Yeah.
I don't
permanently
think
wear
that
it like a
actually matters.
headrest.
I wanted to point it out.
Interesting. Anyways,
So it's just some-
the reference that you're looking at, here, let me pull it up because I have it on here. It's the, where the fuck did it go? It was on here, wasn't it? It's one of the ones we were looking at.
Yeah, it's a new one.
Yeah, okay. All right, so this one.
Yeah, that one.
This one right here. So what's going on with his spine is the same thing, right? So head here, right?
Yeah.
Back for the back, forward for the front. So if you're looking at like, this is his pelvis down here. Bonk, 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 bonk. Pelvis go like this. And then ribs are going out this way and down out this way. So yeah, the shapes you're trying to, like if you're trying to break down what big shapes you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
This is top of the torso here. Like if we were doing that eyeball again, this is the laser beam up for the eyeball.
Okay.
And he's got this shape for his chest going on right now. And then we've got that little weird connector. And then if you could see the hips, they'd be here, right? Like if you could see through it, this is that pelvis. So if I were to like get rid of it, that's that shape you're looking at, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got the two swoops down here for the thighs. You got whoop whoop and whoop whoop. Same thing with like, you got coming from the shoulders, you got a swoop and a swoop.
Mhm.
So if I was, again, break it down just the shapes, that's what we're looking at so far. Like there's the heads over here and everything. Like you could think about that if you want to, but that's like your core shapes.
Okay. We're getting somewhere. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can, if I were to draw this, like if I was looking at this reference, let's see, I'd probably, my instinct is to go, I have a bad tendency, I start with heads. I really probably shouldn't,
Drawn up.
but
We've done a lot of poses today.
yeah, I've done a lot of drawing today, but I'm going with it. So I would put the flats where I'm connecting my head in. I'd kind of figure out where the top of that torso is, figure out where the head goes, and then give myself that, probably give myself a spine real quick. Go back,
That'd be good.
real severe spine shape. Okay, give myself like that chest. I'd take note of this. This is a weird shape. Like, so as I was like drawing the shape myself, my instinct was to curve it. I quick look to notice they have it where his ribs are here, and then it curves in, which is an interesting little shape there. And then the shoulder back here, shoulder here. I'm looking at like, these are the hips. And I'll draw them booty cheeks. Cool, cool. Connect that torso down. Connect this torso down. Okay, cool. And arm, I'm taking note that this arm is tucked behind the back and then back in. So there's a lot of foreshortening happening in what you can see here. So like his arm goes back and then tucks back in, and you see the bicep, but that bicep's hiding the forearm. So that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then elbow. So the arm's going out to this point. And we have another really weird shape with this forearm because it's foreshortened. So like you can see, this is the elbow, this is the wrist, and they've kind of connected those 2 points. If you can do that, you can foreshorten any limb. If you can figure out this is the elbow joint, this is the wrist joint, connect those bad boys in. Now you know the cylinder you're looking at.
Mm-hmm.
So if I know this is my elbow joint, my wrist joint's gonna be like there, boop, 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 connect it in, and we're good. Same thing, like hand's gonna be right here. Boop, 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 boop. And then we've got a really strong stance going here, goddamn. Posted up. Crazy calves going on here. And then we've got a really crazy view because we were kind of looking down like this. So that's why this other leg isn't going to be ending at the same place as the first one. Which is a really interesting angle to draw at.
BRB.
No, come back.
the-
I miss you.
God, it's like I
haven't
can still hear him.
gotten up yet.
I miss you, Pio. Don't leave.
I can still hear his
Yeah.
voice.
Pio, please. All right, he's gone.
Kind of give that heel. Okay. So this is a really complicated view, which like is a good thing to practice, but it's really hard to, because we're seeing, if I were to get this bad boy here, okay, let's challenge myself. I'm gonna give myself a challenge here. So
All right. This person
We
has a
are-
lot of them.
we are looking at this guy in a really interesting view, because the box he'd be standing in, right, is we're seeing it like this, right? So we're seeing the top of him and mostly the side, but we're also seeing the back. So this is from a back and side, so it's a 3/4 back angle, and from above, and the whole box is tilted, like, so that like we're looking from above but not quite. So we're looking at a 3/4 and a 3/4, 3/4 left and right and 3/4 up and down, which is really complicated. Like that's a very, very dynamic view of something. I think it'd be like that's kind of the best like depiction of the view. So then, right? Okay, that's our view we've got going. So, what I'm gonna try to challenge myself with here is a pose rotation. So I am going to view from a different box angle. I'm gonna try to draw him. Oh, did I forget? Does he is holding a stick. Hang on, let me give him his stick. I forgot his stick.
He's holding a
Uh,
bow staff.
He used to be obsessed with bow staffs.
Me too.
I may
I
not
used to
be
want
over
one
it.
for so long.
I may still, unfortunately, be a bow staff kin. Not kin.
Wait, actually, how much do bow staffs cost? Hold up.
Buy me a bow
I'm
staff.
curious. Oh my god, yeah, Xander, they are $32.
Send me a bow staff.
I got you. Send me your address.
I literally would.
Oh, they got a lot of bow staffs. Oh my goodness.
Okay, this is his little stick. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna try to draw.
Now, hold on.
Just
Bow
from
and staffs.
a light above.
$24.
This is gonna be what I attempt. So, trying to use my brain here. So, give myself a halfway line. Some of my references. Okay. Okay. This is rough. Okay. So he would be, and I'm trying to do from the back angle. We're not going to see quite as much of the above, but we'd still see a little bit. I'm drawing on the wrong layer. Okay, cool. So he's like, he's got like a foot here and a foot here, right? And then he's leaning forward over that knee. And then thigh comes back. And this one he's kind of like, this foot's out a little bit. Calf up. Bring that thigh up into like this kind of pose. And to be a baby. This is much harder than I thought it would be, but I'm gonna figure it out. Okay, because this is that spine. This would be his butt cheeks. I need to like lift this whole thing up here. Like that. This arm's going back here. See, I think I'm going too... I need him to not be looking rotated. He needs to be like straight forward. It looks like his hand would be like here. I don't even know if you'd see this hand at that point. It'd be like here. Ooh, this is hard. I've never done this challenge before.
You like it?
It's difficult, but it's definitely using my brain in a way that I don't normally have to for art. So I do like the struggle. This would be the staff then. Yeah. Like that. I guess that's the closest I could do. It should be like what that angle. So I just tried to like, so what I'm doing was I tried to do like a pose rotation essentially. So like, I tried to draw the same pose in a different angle. It's something. Reese said I cannot hear you, but I just had the best meal of my entire life. The Haikyuu boys know what's up because the pork buns slap. I got. Glad pork buns slap. All right, how's your doodle over there going?
I gave up.
Yeah,
I've been drawing for 2 hours.
I don't blame you. Drawing for this long is really it's a stretch.
I haven't drawn for this long in like probably 10 years. 10 years?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so old.
I routinely will work on art for 6 to 8 hours at a time for like. Bye, Reese. Enjoy your flight. Like trying to get like
Safe
things
flight, Reese.
done.
Mhm.
Like, because a lot of my art pieces that I finish are 30+ hours of work. Like, so I just sit down and just start working. Emily's even worse than me. She'll work for hours and hours and hours.
Oh, right. I forgot Emily Jaws.
She's that's literally her, like, that's her career. She's a tattoo artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a tattoo artist, and she does like art, and she has a web comic. Like she's
Oh.
far more of an artist than I technically am.
Oh, that's so
Might be-
cool. Wait, I didn't know that. I haven't talked to Emily at all.
Oh yeah, I
The
guess
only time
you guys don't really communicate, do you?
No, that like the last time I like talked to her was like when I said hi on a call, like when I popped in for D&D that one time. Like just say
Ah.
hi like after it all ended, but that's about it.
Yeah, I guess you guys kind of like traded places in D&D, so you guys never really had a whole lot of time like in the same
Hi,
call.
Emily.
Yeah. When you guys
Emily-
play D&D, I'll just pop in at the end and say hi.
Yeah. Emily says I've played 2 sessions of D&D with Tango, and that is it. Checks.
Emily, we didn't know you did art.
Hello,
Yeah.
I am back.
Hi, Pio.
Xander, AV did say hi.
AV, hi.
AV's not in chat, but I told her to pop by, but I don't think she popped by.
Sniffles.
did.
Oh, she did? Okay.
Yeah, she popped in like after we got off call with her and joined us VC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were just talking to her, trying to make her day better.
No,
Um,
how is she?
I- She's alright.
Yeah.
She's doing alright. She wanted to catch up with you.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
did.
Yesterday.
We catch up just like it's not super common, but every once in a while, like one of us will reach out and be like, "Hey, life check-in, are you in One Piece?" and like catch each other up on all the drama, and then things get busy and we disappear again, and then we catch up again and be like, "Okay, who's still alive?" and check in again.
If you guys catch up, she's gonna drop the biggest lore bombs ever. I was not
It's-
expecting it.
It's every time I catch up with her, it's like world shattering, and I'm like, "Yep, that sounds right." And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got a new job." She's like, "Yeah, the world blew up," and I'm like, "Yeah, that checks."
Yeah, that checks. I'm gonna be sending AV2 of my Beanie Babies I got from a yard sale. I got 31 of them,
Ooh.
all for $1. Yeah, wait, have I told you about my Beanie Babies?
You have not told me about your Beanie Babies.
I'm gonna send you a photo.
Oh boy.
It's like all of them together. So I went to a yard sale. My community was doing like a little community garage sale thing, and I went to like most of them.
Sorry, Avi's in
and I
chat,
got
so I said hi.
most of them. No, you're fine. Hi, Avi.
Hi, Amy.
I miss
Talking
you.
about
Avi.
you.
We miss you.
I'm barely awake. That's so okay. I forgot. I forgot. I don't remember when I made you moderator, because I forget I'm also moderator on your streams. We were mods for each other. I forget
Yes.
that, and then you show up again. I'm like, oh yeah. Did you know AV is also the only person who has access, like full creator access to my channel, because she was going to do an edit for me, and I gave her full creator access to my channel. She's technically the highest mod status of anybody.
Oh, yeah.
She's the only one who has like
I-
access to my VODs and everything.
Aw. No, my baby baby.
Yeah.
fell. Also, send you
Av-
a photo.
in Avi's chat,
Okay.
I keep on. I'm a suspicious person in Avi's chat now. You know.
I saw that. I was
because
dying
of that
laughing.
one time you banned me for fun on Sabotage.
Nice Beanie Babies. That's a lot of those.
Thank you. Thank you.
If he's so special, yeah. Oh my god. Yeah,
Indeed.
I really enjoyed being a moderator in AV's chat, because AV, I love you and your community, but your chat was often feral as hell, and I got permission to do what I needed to do to keep chat from driving AV insane, and so I got to routinely put people down and be like, shut the fuck up, in like a polite way.
Yeah.
The way that I treat my channel, and like I kind of play Philza when I had a bunch of streamer friends. I don't have many streamer friends anymore, but I played Philza. So like if somebody got in trouble in my channel, I cross-banned them in every channel I was a moderator for. So suddenly they just weren't able to access any of them. Cause like if you're gonna fuck around, you're gonna find out. Like, good luck, goodbye. But we haven't had like a huge growth in forever, so like I haven't had people to ban in a while. Itching to get rid of some people. Like, no, Avi, thank you. But it was a very fun experience. I miss having streamer friends. I don't really have a streaming community anymore. I just have me.
Just you. Yeah, you're
Just
the last
me.
one standing.
I
I
can
am.
try to be a streamer if you want streamer friends.
No, please save yourself. I barely consider myself a streamer at this point. It's just that like I'm an artist and a writer, and also I stream sometimes. Like it's not my main
You're an
thing
artist,
anymore.
You're a writer. You go to the gym.
We're all growing up. No.
You're, well, what? Like you're like thinking about going back to college.
Yeah, I'm considering it.
You're doing a fucking art class right now.
Yeah, I'm teaching art. All right, who wants writing lessons next?
You're
Me, I
streaming,
love writing.
You're doing writing lessons as well.
I forgot I'm already doing those. Not to mention doing D&D. Not to mention trying to plan the webcomic. Not to mention trying to work on all my references for Art Fight, because that starts in a month. Like,
Oh.
I'm so tired.
And then you got your
Fine.
lore.
Oh God! Don't bring up the Oh my God! I have an announcement today. I forgot to do my announcement today. Chat,
Yeah.
Oh. That's what time.
chat. I have an announcement today. Chat, it's announcement time. I don't even have it pulled up. I don't even have it ready. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
no, we're so unprepared.
No,
Oh, no.
no. Hang on. Wait, no. Chat, be excited or something. Hang on. Hold. Wait.
I am
oh,
excited.
no.
Excited.
Did he become the president?
I have an announcement. No, I'm not. I'm not president yet.
Yeah.
Please, Xander, we need you.
I forgot.
need
I
you.
would. Xander 2024, which is last year.
Senator 2028. Make me rich. I'm gonna be rich.
Let's go. Let's do this.
I'm gonna fix the debt problem by taking all of Tango's money.
Let's go.
Okay, wait, pause, wait, hang on. Nope, that's not how. Wait, pause. Nope, wait, not that either. Hold on.
I'm waiting. I'm pausing. I'm waiting.
Keep waiting. Keep pausing.
Oh no. I'm pausing.
Nope, wait, not that either.
Oh, Technoblade reached 20 million subscribers.
Where the hell? Hang on. Hold on. Where's? Wait, okay, wait. No, hang on. Just look
You're
at my.
getting hate.
Boo! This guy stinks.
Boo.
I'm trying to think of where does this
Alright.
maybe
Mods ban the mod.
mods ban the mod. I'm trying to hang on. Pause the music. Pause. Okay, pause that. Okay, that comes over through music. Okay, that works. Okay, it won't show up in the mod, but that's okay. Okay, you two, I'm hushing you. I'm gonna deafen you so that I can show chat. I have an announcement. Chat, it's announcement time. Okay, hang on. I have to deafen everybody so that everybody can hear. It's so short. It's 20 seconds. But I have an announcement. To make. I'm making an announcement. Everybody pay attention. For like just a goddamn moment. Ready? You guys know what this is. It's here. That's my whole announcement. That's the announcement. It's that. Hey guys, I can undeafen. Anyways, here's the announcement. It's up.
Yo.
Oh,
Yo, hey chat. I meant to give you a yeah. I was supposed to give you a warning much earlier, but it comes out in a week. Whoops.
Well, are you
That's a
glad I
reasonable amount of
reminded you?
It is. It comes out in a week, and it's also not done. But I promise it comes out in a week.
Okay, wait, hold on. Is the 31st a Saturday?
It is. It's always on Saturday at 6 p.m. Lore always drops a Saturday at 6.
We got this. You got this. I can't wait. Fuck
And
yeah.
I can very officially say that this is the longest episode there has been, and I think it will probably be the second longest episode in the entire series.
Yeah, longest episode so far.
Longest episode so far, probably second longest of all of them. The only episode that might be longer than this one is the finale. Last episode was 27 minutes and 27 seconds exactly. This episode is definitely over a half hour. It's approximately 38 minutes long. It's long. But I'm so excited. Teehee. And you guys get a whole bunch of new lore that I'm really excited about. Obviously, you get new lore with every episode, but like, you guys unlock a whole new world of lore next episode. Things change.
Oh, sounds
This is-
fun.
This is a big episode. Last episode was a big episode too. The episodes just keep getting big from here. Because I feel like every episode there's always been like a reveal of like something we've been waiting for people to see. Like episode 1 was like we were just so excited to show you guys the pit. Like to be like if you ever like ask the mods about it, we were always like we were waiting for like, man, everybody thinks this lore is gonna be so wholesome and so sweet and so cute because of the channel. And then we put out episode 1 and it's like child fighting ring, and we're like, this is not how they anticipated this starting. But it's a fun way to start it. And then episode 2 was the reveal of Olive existing and also the escape from the child fighting ring. And then episode 3 was like, oh my god, the village. We couldn't wait to show off the village. And then episode 4 was, well, you all know what happened episode 4. And now this is a whole new precedent being set with some new locations. Very excited. Teehee. Teehee! Lore comes out in a week. Be ready. I'll announce it in the Discord and I'll put it up on YouTube tonight.
Really?
Actually, I'll probably have it upload to YouTube tomorrow morning so that it uploads at an optimal time for YouTube Shorts. Blah, blah. Or whatever the fuck.
Analytics.
Stupid analytics.
I hate it, but I had to
Well,
learn it.
Analytics are dumb.
Agreed.
Oh, I've done the thing again. I have to go back to it. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyways, that's my announcement that I have for you. Lore on its way. 1 week. Oh, hey, Rotten, you missed the announcement. Hey, Lore comes out next week. Lore comes out in a week. Whoops,
Less than
announcement.
a week.
Yeah, I guess technically less than a week. 6 days. Oh god, I need to get to work on that. But I have been live for 3 hours, and this was an impromptu stream, so I might wrap my shit up poorly. Yeah, there's some poorly timed noodles, Rotten. No, it's fine. Tango, what do you think about me shaving my head?
I'm against it. I love your hair.
Ugh, not another one.
What? Why do you want to go bald?
I don't necessarily want to get bald. I need a fresh start, and I feel like I need to start over with my. I also love my hair. Like, don't get me wrong. I look great with the mullet. I look great with like the pseudo faux, like faux hawk I've got going on right now. Like, I know I look good. I love my hair right now. I'm so happy with my hair right now. But also, I don't really have much of a but also other than just I want to. Other than just like consider. Because I want to do a Bihawk, because I want to see if I could pull off a Bihawk. And the answer is probably no, but I want to try it anyways. Because I've always wanted to do a Bihawk, and like, it's just, I don't know, it's one of those, like, it's one of those haircuts that I've always wanted to pull off, but I don't think I'm punk enough, or I don't think I've got the look for it, or I don't think I could like actually get it to look good. And then I've always avoided it, and I want to try it, and I feel like if I turn 30 and I'm like, oh man, now I'm too old to get a Biohawk, like shame I never did, I'm gonna regret it forever if I don't at least just try it. And if it looks
Right,
stupid,
yeah.
I'll have it for one day, and then I'll buzz my head off, and then I'll start over.
You know, I'm all for it. If that is what you think is best, then let it go for it.
And I will grow the
It's just-
the mullet back, because I love having a mullet, and the mullet will be back within like, I don't know, it takes like 8 months for my hair to grow out.
Mhm.
Like, it'll take a minute for it to get this long again, and obviously the big thing is the braids will be gone. These braids are 4 years old. Like, these braids won't be this long again until I am 30.
Right.
But
And by then, like, you would have tried it, right?
yeah, so
Alright, then yeah, go for it.
I don't know.
Off with it.
Do it. I tried a rat tail once, and it was god awful, but man, it was a lot of fun, and I don't regret it at all. Yeah. Everybody on TikTok keeps saying shave your head, but keep the braids. I can't explain how stupid that would look on me. Like, I cannot express to you how bad that would look, because the answer is bad. But
Get rid of everything except for the bangs and the braids.
just these right here, and then everything else is gone.
Yeah.
People have been saying I should get a skullet, and I'm like, yeah, that's not happening. But I don't know. The thing is, I'm really torn, because I am really, really happy with my hair right now. Like, this is the most I've liked my hair in a while, but also, what other time am I going to do this? What other opportunity am I going to have? I don't want to
When
deal
you're
with this hair all
52.
summer. Like, I want to go swimming and not have to think about this. But, like, I'm so afraid that I'll look like an idiot with a shaved head. I don't know. Like, I keep looking at myself with, like, my hair pulled back and be like, can I pull off a buzz cut? Can I pull off the military man? I don't know. Like, does it look dumb? Who knows?
No, I'm sure you look great no matter what.
We'll
What?
see. I don't know.
You got this.
I just, like, we'll see.
You'll see. Off with it.
And I'll take lots of really gorgeous, sexy photos before I shave it all off. I'm not dyeing it pink. I would love to dye pink, but I'm going to go green, and I'm going to do... I think I'm going to do, like, buzz cut, like, just a tiny bit longer than... This is my 3mm cut. I'd probably do just a little bit... I'm going to try to go for, like, the 5mm, so it's a little bit thicker, so it can hold some color. I'm going to do the whole thing bright green and little black stars all over it. That's going to be my goal. What's a skullet? A skullet is... So, you know what a mullet is, right? Short in the front, long in the back. A skullet is skull in the front, long in the back. As in, like, complete bald shave up to, like, here. And then the rest is long. Like,
I think you could pull it off.
I don't think I could pull off a skullet. Yeah, and the thing is, I have been bald before. I've gone bald once before. I had a buzz cut. I've done this before. I've pulled up images of my buzz cut, right? Does people need to see it again? I can pull up my buzz cut again.
Alright, I'm gonna go get food. I'll see you guys later.
Enjoy.
Bye bye. Nice talking to you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you for
Bye.
being here. My hair journey. That's what I'm trying to find. All right, where's the buzz cut? Where's the buzz cut? Where's the buzz cut? There it is. And again, this was very early in the transition, but that is what I looked like with the buzz cut. Like, I look fine for the most part. How do you always have pictures of your younger self's hair at the ready? I have a folder for it in my Google Photos. Like, I have a folder for my hair journey because I've done so many things to my hair. Now, one of the things you'll notice is this was 4 years ago, which means I was pre-testosterone, which means I had a little bit of a different hairline back then. Like, I had, like, the perfect square hairline, and now my hair goes back a little bit because testosterone does crazy shit to you. But, like, I also don't think I'll care about that. Sometimes I feel like I'm insecure about it, and then I look at it again and I'm like, man, I really don't think I care. Like, I don't know. But, like, it's gonna be the growing it out phase. That's always an
Like the Dobby
adventure.
shirt.
You like the Dobby shirt? This is a school photo looking ass, and which it is. It was the first day of classes, and Rumi took a picture of me. But like, I feel like I looked fine in like, okay, so if I have to go through the growing out stage, I looked fine buzzed. This, like, where you grow the little peak at the front, is fine. This, I'm looking a little shaggy. Starts to swoop a little bit, looks fine. Starts to swoop a little bit. This looks fine even. It's not perfect, but this looks fine. Now we're getting a little, this is getting a little seen. The swoopy bangs start to be messy. And then this hit. And I thought I was the shit with this haircut. Like, I really thought I was eating. And I simply,
I like it.
I was not eating. I don't personally look back and like it. I don't like the way it looks on me. But I was living out my best teenage boy life. So, like, it's fine. And then it just keeps getting longer and longer until eventually it had no choice but to part. Like, this length even looked fine. And then this length was peak. I looked so good with this length. This is what I need to get back to for a little bit. I need to hang out right here. Because this was a good look. And then, yeah, it just... I don't know what's going on there. And it just evolves from there. Like, by the time I get to this length, I'm probably going to shave the sides again and go back to having a mullet. But... yeah, like this, I don't need to get back to. I don't need to go back to having a shoulder length bob. But, anyways. I don't know. It got really, really long before I finally, like, gave it a cut. I was trying to find, like, how long it ended up getting before I cut it at all. And, like, it got really
Okay, I'm
long.
back, sorry.
Hold on. But, like, okay,
Sorry,
if I look at the times, I shaved my head. Was it August? August 1st. Yeah, August 1st of 2021. And by December, I had this, the flippy hair. So it took me 6 months to get from shaved completely bald to, like, emo boy. So, like, it doesn't, it would take me hang on, let me see where was I at a year out? Is that this? Nope, that's February. June. Okay. So this is a year of hair growth. Like, that's from buzz cut to a year. So if I hate it, by the time summer rolls around again, it'll be back already. So, I feel like I'm pretty confident in myself. But I do look great with a mullet. So I will be going back to having a mullet. And I will bring the braids back. I'll start braiding them once they're long enough to be braided. And I can readjust them so that they're a little bit more even. I'm blown away they stayed as even as they have, honestly. But, any hoodles. Oh, I'm probably gonna wrap my shit up. Glad your noodles were good. Probably gonna wrap my shit up just because I was planning on still working on lore tonight because this episode isn't done and it goes up in a week.
You got this.
So,
don't worry, I'll distract you so much.
Perfect. You can stay on call and I'll just tell you the lore.
Perfect. Like, not to rush you and all, but like there is still the writing that me and Tango did.
Oh god, yeah, you're right. I gotta do that too.
You made yourself a very busy person.
I'm suffering from success.
Yep.
Do you think I should?
What?
I'm I'm gonna get beard dye. I'm going to dye my beard. I'm sick of it being blonde. I want people to know I have facial hair. Next episode is Xander dyes his beard. Welcome to the next stream. Alright. Close all this down. Close all that down. Let's get Twitch up here. Let's go raid a loser. Who's live today? Xander dies? Yeah, next episode Xander dies. Claire is up.
Is actually connected. It is
Right.
a clue in itself.
Right.
Ooh.
Versus the way that I had been viewing it, but I did not go.
Okay. Let's go hang out with Claire. She looks like she's got a person on. It looks like they're doing a conversation about the Outer Wilds. Looks like they're talking lore. Cool. Alright. Let me get you guys over. I was before. Actually, there's also quite a few. Hold. I was trying to see if there's any. Oh, okay, cool. All right, we're gonna go hang out with Claire. Take care of yourselves. I will be back on the usual schedule as per the usual. So I'll be back on Wednesday. Spread the news about the lore. I'll post about it in a moment in Discord, and then I'll post about it on YouTube tomorrow when times are beneficial for me. All right, cool. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Sketch your dads, or I'll sketch his ass for you, and I'll do a nude figure drawing of him, and you don't want to see that. Anyways, good night.